Adds character. It's fun.
Dude, listen. I got done. I was good to go. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna play some Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna get done at like 9 or 10:30. Then I'm gonna set up the stream for tomorrow. Get on with Katie. It's gonna be a good time. And setting up that stream took way more time than I thought. And my preparation has been shit.
That's okay. We're here.
We
That's all that
are live at Matt Ritter. Hey, that's me.
Hey, it's you.
And at Katie Wrestling.
Hey, that's me.
We're talking our next batch of WWE produced horror flicks. Oculus and the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life, Barricade.
You don't gotta lie. It's okay.
As voted on by you.
It's voted on by y'alls.
Twitch.tv/Creatia World. Listen, dude, Zoe has been like, apparently she was good for Nana and Pop Pop last night, which, okay, great. Happy for them. But she got back today and she was just whiny as shit all day, but not like terrible. And then I went to go put her down for a nap. She would not go down for a nap, which was driving me insane. Eventually I did what I've been doing and I brought her downstairs and let her like sit on the couch while I played Diablo. And she fell asleep. She got an hour nap, woke up, and lately, for whatever reason, when we wake her up from her nap, like she is like super whiny, like bawling her eyes out. Just awful. So it happened to Kate on Friday. She fell asleep on the couch. Kate woke her up, tried to get her to go to bed, and then she was just like freaking out. It was driving Kate insane. Kate called me. I tried to calm her down. It didn't work. Eventually, she fell asleep. Today, same thing, but not as terrible, like super whiny, cry. And then I was like, well, you know, because she kept saying she hurt her ear. She like stuck her finger in her ear and scratched her ear, and it hurts. So she wants to go to the doctor. I'm like, that's not a reason to go to the doctor. That's not. So I was like, you can go to the doctor, or you can go to Nicholas's birthday party. Which would you rather do? She goes, I want to go to the doctor, then Nicholas's birthday party. I said, no, that's not an option because we're going to be forever at the immediate care. We're going to miss the party. So she wanted to go to Nicholas's birthday party. Then she was fine. Like, good, cool, all day, blah, blah, blah. Played with the kids.
Yeah.
Get her in the car, half an hour drive. She falls asleep. I wake her up. She wakes up crying because she wants to go to the doctor. I'm like, do you just want to go see the doctor, or do you feel like you need to go to the doctor? She goes, I want to go see the doctor. And I'm like, Zoe, you don't just visit the doctor for shits and giggles.
No.
Like, why? I'm like, because it's his job, and you don't just go visit people at their job when they're working, especially people like we don't know like that. Like, I don't even know what doctors work in there. Like, we can't just go.
She's infatuated with her doctor.
Why? And I'm like, because like he has to do his job and I have to pay him to do his job, and I can't pay him just to see you and say hi. Why? I'm like, oh my God, get out of the car. You get me out of the car. I'm like, I'm not getting you out of the car. Get out of the car.
She said, get me the fuck out this car.
Then I bring her in and she's crying. I try and get her in the shower. She's bawling the whole time. I mostly get her washed and out of the shower. She says she's hungry, so we make her food. Then she won't eat. So I'm like, are you just tired? Why don't you just go to bed? So like she goes in her room and she lays down. And I go in there and I read her 'Twas the Night Before Christmas because she wants me to read her Santa stories. And she falls asleep. All right, cool. I sit down and watch Vengeance Day. She gets up because what the fuck was it? I don't remember what it was. She got up for something. What the fuck did she get up for? She called me crying. I went in there and I'm like, what's going on? Oh, because we didn't brush her teeth because she was crying and freaking out. So she woke up crying that we didn't brush her teeth before bed. So I took her and I brushed her teeth, put her down. 5 minutes later, she's back up again. I see her getting out of her bed. I hear her. I go in there. I'm like, what? She goes, this pillow's too big, because she took the fucking one of the big fluffy couch pillows and brought it in her room and has been sleeping on it. So I took that out. And as far as I know, she's been asleep ever since.
Jesus. I told you, it's not terrible twos, my guy. It's terrible threes.
Dude.
I don't have
you
children,
and I are tagged.
so
Yeah, don't do that.
not for a while.
Especially in the state that you're in now.
Listen, I didn't choose the bronchitis life. The bronchitis life chose me.
I meant single. Like, don't be a single parent.
Oh,
is what I meant.
well, that too.
Young King's Wrestling Apron Bump.
There's a hierarchy of things that happen in order
Box
to
Box and Chair Shots. Vince Creates the World. We'll tag Travis. I don't know who else to fucking tag.
I don't know. We have this discussion kind of every week, and I never know the answer.
It just sucks because Get Show's normally in my, like, I tag Get Show, and now nothing will let me tag Justin. Like, every time I type in Get Show Podcast on Twitter, nothing comes up. Now, if I type in, well, that's not true. If I type in Get Show Podcast all the way out, I think his backup account, the Show Podcast, comes up. So I'm just going to tag that. Fuck it.
That's what what I ended up doing.
Go do that. Sure, we'll tag Jaxpo. There's 10. Post.
Oh, hey, I got a notification. I wonder what's from.
You're about to get like 3 more.
Yeah, I know. I get all the goddamn notifications.
All the notifications.
All the goddamn notifications.
All right, well, you're doing that. I'm going to run the intro.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to your number one horror podcast on places where you can find people having sex, getting off. I am your host, the patron saint of podcasts and Warden Matt Ritter, and I'm here with my co-host this evening. She's host of the She League Showcase, Inside the Mind Up, and In the Crowd, Miss Katie Kinsey, baby.
Hey.
Miss Acute Bronchitis.
At least it's cute. That's what my friend said.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, I texted my one friend because I was like, well, guess what? Guess who has acute bronchitis? And he said, at least it's cute with the nail emojis. And I was like, true. You're right, bestie. It's cute.
You do sound better today than you did yesterday. So those meds are working.
So I have I have an antibiotic and then one that's specifically for coughing. And then I have an inhaler. I haven't used it yet because I didn't get home until like 4 o'clock. Mind you, my appointment was at like 1:30. So I took the one I have to take 2 times a day for 5 days. The one that's for the cough I have to take 3 times a day for 10 days. And the inhaler I have to do 2 puffs 3 times a day for as long as I need to.
All right. So we talked about like the long day I had yesterday on Smack and Raw. So if you guys want to know about my day yesterday, go check out Smack and Raw. It's a fucking time. The Rock, the Rack, all sorts of shit was going
Hey,
on.
I
Meat
can
slapping majesty and cucking and all. Just it's a time.
It's a time.
Vince got really mad at Katie for agreeing with me at one point.
Because I'm not apparently not allowed to anymore.
Shame on you. How dare you agree with me? How dare
The amount
you
of times
I
I sat back in
opinions?
this chair and just let the two of you fucking argue last night was absurd.
It was a good time though.
Outrageous.
So there's a thing that I'm not allowed to talk about on the podcast. So I cannot talk about whether or not that happened after I finish the podcast. Because I can't talk about it.
Well, see, I feel like if you can't talk about it, but you're bringing it up, that means it did happen.
You can make all the assumptions about how amazing it was all you want, because I can't talk about it. So then I got to bed at like 3:30 ish. Got up at, I want to say like 9:30. Kate had left because she was meeting her mom at Michael's and then picking up Zoe.
Yeah.
So I went out and picked up the month of dog poop in the backyard that I've neglected because of the freezing cold and the snow, which was not fun. Put a light bulb in the garage door openers that we got installed a couple months ago that I've just been too lazy to pull the cars out and get a ladder to go up and do, because we have other lights in there. So I was like, I don't need to put a light bulb in the opener. And then I opened it the other night and the lights in the garage weren't on and it was dark. And I was like, fuck, I'm going to have to do this. So I did one because she took my car. So I did that. So we got home. We had Taco Bell,
Nice.
all the other stuff that we talked about at the beginning of the show. Went out to this birthday party, had fun, got to see some friends I haven't seen in a while and celebrate their kid's birthday, blah, blah, blah.
Nice.
Come back, deal with all of the other bullshit that I talked about in the pre-show. If you didn't hear, go listen to the pre-show. My daughter is a 3-year-old. Like, I love her so fucking much, but also she makes me want to stab myself in the temple with something very sharp sometimes. So dealt with all that, sat down, watched Vengeance Day, came down here. I was like, all right, cool. Mortal Kombat. Then had to prep for tomorrow's show so I don't have to get up early and do it because I'd rather just, Zoe's awake.
Yep.
You can hear?
I heard something.
I just text Kate. Yeah, no, she's bawling. She's probably looking for me. So that's fun. Kate will take care of it. Yeah, so yeah, Vengeance Day, that set up for the podcast. Now we're here, and I'm still fucking exhausted.
Me too. Twinsies. Different reasons, but
Can you hear that?
Little that I can hear. Oh, poor kid.
All right. I have the headphones on. You do news and rumors. I am going to take care of that real quick.
Okay, I can do that. All right. Well, here I'll even make my life easier. I'll do this. We don't have anything. Okay, never mind. I'll do this one. So, news and rumor. Let's see. I have pictures of everything because it was too much to write. So, The Lost Boys are getting a musical directed by Patrick Wilson. For those who do not know, Lost Boys is an 80s film, horror film. And Patrick Wilson is been in so many horror movies, specifically The Conjuring and Insidious. And yeah, they're going to make it a nice little cool musical. I don't know exactly what it's going to be. If it's going to be exactly like The Lost Boys, I don't necessarily know. This is so weird, by the way. I know he can hear me, but this is weird. Let's see. What do I have next? Not that one. Hold on. There we go. Universal is creating a new world. kind of, called the Epic Verse. It's coming out in 2025. It's gonna have all the things.
I about took my headset off.
I saw that.
Epic Verse.
Epic Verse, yeah. So Universal's gonna have this whole thing. It's gonna have like 5 different worlds, like How to Train Your Dragon. Like that's where
Where you
like
train
Harry
dragons.
Potter Land. Yeah, that's.
She's.
You can go if you need to.
No, Kate's inside now.
Okay.
She's got it.
So they're doing a dark universe in this. It's basically going to be.
I'm listening. Keep going.
Okay. It's basically just going to be like the old time monsters like Frankenstein and
Universal Monsters, Universal Studios.
Yeah, those. I'm just like reading the Bloody Disgusting article. Universal's classic monsters and Dr. Victoria Frankenstein to the shadowy landscape where monsters roam. Dark Universe is a world of myth and mystery.
A pic of what?
I didn't even have the comments up, so that's on me. I also was reading off my phone. Yeah, what is he sending you?
That's what I want to know.
But yeah, so that's coming in 2025. Those two were like, eh. We talked about last show. 28 years later, coming out soon-ish. One of the stars from the first one, the original that started it all, Cillian Murphy, has basically signed on to be a producer for the movie and is also down to star in it.
Okay.
If need be. So like, listen, I love Cillian Murphy. It's like I'm not gonna say no. You know, like he can do whatever the fuck he wants. I don't care.
So, Katie, because you sent it to me on Instagram, and I am not prepared to do anything on Instagram. I'm going to save it and tweet this to you. You sent a picture of what you were talking about, the horror universe or the theme park.
Oh, yeah. So it's Celestial Park, Super Nintendo World, Dark Universe, Harry Potter, and How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk. That's going to be all the lands in the Epic Universe. So thank you, Dommy. Thank you, Matt, for sending that to me. What do I have next? Oh, God. Jesus, you fucking scared me. You can't do that when I'm not looking.
Boo. It is a horror podcast. What up, Brocast? Thanks for coming through.
It is a horror podcast.
It's been a shit show so far, and we haven't even started talking about Barricade, so.
Yeah. I can't believe I literally watched that before I went to Med Express. What a time. I was like, I got time for this. Sure, because I didn't want to do it when I came home. Oswald, the rabbit. You know who that is? Cartoon character?
We're going to talk more about him tomorrow.
Oh, good. So it's probably what I'm going to say. And then you'll just talk about it.
Trailer.
Okay, yeah, well, that makes life easier because I can't do that here. So, Blood Disgusting, as they do. It's going to be called... They're making a horror movie because nothing can not be a horror movie anymore. You know, Mickey's got like 2 coming out. Oswald's got a few. There's a lot going on. So it's going to be Oswald Down the Rabbit Hole. And I have the synopsis. The film follows the main character, Art, and friends embarking on what starts as an innocent journey to track down his family lineage, quickly turns into a blood-curdling nightmare when they find his great-grandpa Oswald's abandoned home. The group is transported to a place lost in time, shrouded by dark Hollywood devilry. I don't think I've ever seen the word devilry written. So
written? Okay.
Yeah, like I've said something along those lines, but I've never seen it like written like that. So that was kind of.
I don't think I've ever said devilry.
I feel like I've said like something close to it. You know, I mean, I don't fucking know.
Oh, I was gonna say I like the octopus dude.
Devilry, yes. Devilry. That's exactly how.
Look at you! I didn't think Tommy could spell that.
That's Timmy.
Timmy can spell.
Timmy can spell.
Hector.
Hector Musclemano. I don't see this. Final thing. This is more for you, not for me. Texas Chainsaw is going to be getting a new movie. Texas Chainsaw Legacy delves into the tranquil facade of Oasis Oaks, a gated community nestled in rural Texas. Amidst why do they have so many fucking big words in this goddamn article? Fucking bloody disgusting. Sorry, let me try that again. I also didn't proofread this very well. So, amidst the meticulously manicured lawns and vigilant security patrols, our protagonist family has suburban bliss, however, lurking just beyond the confines of this enclave lies an abandoned property home to the infamous Leatherface and his macabre kin. As chaos descends upon Oasis Oaks, ordinary families are pitted against the savage Sawyers. No. Pitted against the savage Sawyers in a harrowing battle for survival, where the lines between good and evil blur in a chilling confrontation of familial horrors.
Listen, I don't want Leatherface in the suburbs.
It's just outside the suburbs. He's not in the suburbs. He's close enough.
He's in a gated community.
He's outside the gated community.
He will be inside the gated community.
Yeah, raising hell.
It's METICOUSLY.
I deleted the picture already. I'm not doing it.
OUSLY.
I missed my
something like that. It's MET.
No, I think it was MA. I think it was MAT. Hold on. I'm just gonna pull the fucking picture back up because I'm over this. Let me see how they spelled it.
Yeah, meticulous is MET.
Oh yeah.
CULOUSLY.
How are they gonna put meticulously manicured back to back? I can't.
Alliteration.
This is bullshit, is what it is. God damn it. But yeah, that's all I have.
These words are bullshit. Well, while we're here, I want to thank everybody for joining us. If you're joining us live at twitch.tv/creation world, where if you have Amazon Prime, you have Prime Gaming. If you have Prime Gaming, you have a way to link it to your Twitch account and get a free sub every single month. Do that, you get a free sub. You can give it to us, you can give it to Katie, give it to BotchBots and Chair Shots, any of your favorite content creators here on Twitch to help show your support. We would appreciate it. We're going to talk about why and how I think I deserve a week to YouTube. But for now, you're already paying for Amazon Prime. This costs you absolutely nothing to do except for a little legwork on your computer because they will not let you do it on your phone for some reason. But you link the two accounts, you go in there, you pick who you want, you click the sub on your computer, on Twitch, you can subscribe, show a little support for someone that's out here to entertain you and is busting your ass to create content. So do that. You guys can also check us out at youtube.com/creationworld, where it is free to like, subscribe, and comment. Katie.
Yes.
What does that do?
Boost the algorithm and helps find new listeners.
I say this every single time, Tommy.
Timmy, come on.
That is correct. And why would boosting the algorithm and finding new listeners be important?
Well, you're one of two things. Well, you're two things. You're a whore You're also a hoe. Because we talked about it yesterday,
You
and I
better not.
remembered. I'm sick, and it's midnight. Leave me alone.
Yes, I am a whore, I am a hoe, I am all of the things, slut, tell me whatever you want. Point is, I am here to entertain you, and I will do just about anything to do so, even though I'm exhausted. My daughter's crying, my wife's poking her head through the screen. I had to walk away while Katie was reading news, because I do also have to manage a family, but hopefully some of that was entertaining. Watching me lose my headphones coming back into the show was entertaining. I want to entertain you, and I'm here to entertain you, but not just you, because while I love you as the whore that I am, there's a lot of me to spread around. I got a lot of meat to pass around, and a lot of me to pass around. So, introduce me to your parents. They'll love me. Parents love me. You might look at me and be like, parents love me. Grandparents love me. Brothers, not so much, but I'll win them over. Sisters, probably. Aunts, uncles, cousins, your best friend, their families, your worst enemy, their families. Like anyone, listen, if you have somebody that you absolutely hate, introduce them to me. And then you guys can bond and maybe repair that relationship. I want to come between the two of you.
No, thank you.
Let me touch the both of you at the same time. With my words and actions and entertainment. All right. So youtube.com, while you're there, flick that bean, that notification bell. Get notified every time we go live Monday through Friday for
Creation Conversation.
Every Saturday at 11 p.m. Central for
Smacking It Raw, old school logo, baby.
And every other Sunday, including tonight, for
Getting off.
There you go. And anything else that we might drop that you guys might enjoy. Occasionally we drop some new shit and it's entertaining and fun. You guys can go check it out. So please do that. And with all that said, I think it's time to get into the episode.
Also, we all are always on point. The fuck? We're great at our job.
Ooh, yes, a lot of meat to offer. Oh, thank you. I love how I'm like, introduce me to your worst enemy. I was like, yeah, that's one thing I'm not going to do. Fuck that. Fuck that person.
Yeah, no. Fuck that.
I like that I'm so special that like someone you hate, you don't want them to enjoy me, because it's that thing where like when you don't like somebody, you don't want them to like the same things you do. I get that.
Yeah, no, it's 100% on point. And I'm also not trying to repair a friendship, but they fucking ruined anyway, so. Just saying.
Fair. So last week, randomly, we were like, hey, listen, we cover wrestling, we cover horror. The mayor of Knox County is in a horror movie or two. Let's talk about those. And in the midst of doing that, Katie and I did some research, and we found 5 other horror movies produced by WWE, which kind of shocked us because like we knew about 1, maybe 2, but we didn't know about all of them. And then I went to Twitter last week and I was like, hey, what 2 movies do you want us to, talk about first? Now, when we broke it down, we're like, all right, so Oculus and Barricade, no wrestlers.
Yes.
No one lives, has Brodus Clay, Tyrus, Fox News anchor, whatever you want to call him. And supposedly Incarnate has Mark Henry. So
he was on the IMDb.
I know. I'm just saying. We haven't seen him in the trailer, so when we get there next week, we'll get there. But that's kind of how we separated the shows out. The no wrestlers and the wrestlers. You guys voted for Oculus and Barricade, and we are here to talk Oculus and Barricade. And I am kind of upset with you guys.
Well, no,
it's on us. Yeah, no,
we have to start with hopefully the shittier of one of them. Listen, Oculus was good. It was fine.
So you want to start with Barricade?
I think we have to start with Barricade because I'd rather end on a fun note.
I should have red flags. Are you guys familiar with red flags? What red flags are? Like,
yeah. Story of my life. I know I'm a walking red flag.
The fact that I could only find this movie on Tubi, that I couldn't rent it anywhere, that I couldn't purchase it, that it wasn't on any regular streaming platform that I pay for. See, pay. Anyway, platform that I pay for should have been a red flag, but the trailer looked really fucking cool. We watched it. We're like, all right, this is gonna be cool, right?
Yeah.
I know you like red flags. That's why you stick your dick in crazy, just like me, Timmy.
Jesus.
Not that I did that last night, because if I did, I couldn't talk about it.
She's gonna kill you.
She doesn't listen. The only podcast she listens to anymore is Shits and Gigs. She does not listen to me, so she has no idea. Unless she can hear me upstairs, because she did come inside. So there's that.
Yeah. So
but I closed the bookshelf door, so it's heavy. I don't think she can open it. Anyway, Barricade, right? Sit down. I'm watching it. I still don't know what happened in this movie.
I don't either.
Like, I went in the chat and I'm like, so that's a movie. It's a thing that I watched. Because, all right, so
let's just talk about it.
The movie opens up with Terrence and Leah, married couple. Leah's like, hey, I want to take the kids to my family's cabin and get away and spend some time where, you know, my parents took me, blah, blah, blah. And Terrence is like, I work, I got job stuff, and also kind of like, kids are your thing, not really mine. I don't know about like going away for a weekend and hanging out with them, because like I work, you do kids, which is fucked up perspective.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Fast forward to Terrence driving the kids to the cabin, sans Leah, with no mention. Like I just assumed Leah was dead because
it was just a random fucking fade to black. A year later, Terrence and the kids in the car. Leah's fucking dead. That's how horror movies go.
But they don't really tell us until later that she died, and then like way later how she died. And they kind of fuck with you. They kind of fuck with you about how she died. I had a bunch of theories going through my head while watching this. So we also see a scar on Terrence's hand that he keeps looking at.
Yep.
We're like, okay, cool. So I'm just gonna read you my notes in order I took these as I was watching the movie.
I was gonna say, you do that, and then I'll do that, and then we'll just have fun. This will be great. Yeah. So we don't even have to talk about the movie.
Well, my first note is apparently she died. Accident ? Murder ? The kids' names are Cynthia and Jake.
Yeah.
Terrence is having hallucinations. Maybe I think he's losing time during flashbacks.
Okay.
Cynthia's hearing noises in the attic. Mm-hmm. Jake sees something in the trees outside. Everyone has a weird cough. I think there's black mold in the cabin.
See, when they all started coughing, I was like, this is disrespectful. I have bronchitis.
They go out, play in the snow. Jake goes missing, but ends up in a tool shed where they see something running by the window. He tries to start the car, but when he wakes up, the car's buried in snow, and he doesn't know how much time has passed and how the car got buried that quick.
Yeah.
Terrence is apparently on meds, which might have something to do with all of this. And I'm just realizing 36 minutes in that no one has interacted with the kids, just Terrence. Are the kids dead? ? That's one
of my theories. Mm-hmm.
Sheriff shows up, gets sucked out into the wilderness by God knows what the fuck that was. Terrence decides he has to barricade the house up to keep them safe, but stuff is missing every time he goes to do it, and the kids think something's in the house. I don't know if this is a poltergeist, psychosis, or black mold. Maybe it's a gas leak.
Not the gas leak.
Terrence falls asleep, and the kids go missing. He finds Cynthia in the kitchen, which is a mess, eating mac and cheese in the most annoying way possible, and her face is all distorted. 55 minutes in, pretty sure he killed the kids.
I like the timestamps.
He runs to the attic to find Jake and falls through the ceiling. Now he's seeing people going to the shed, so he runs out there to find someone digging, and then he goes behind the shed and finds a cross marking a grave and digs up the stuffed bunny that his daughter had, which I didn't write down the name of. I forget what
Jack
it was.
the Ripper.
Yeah, Jack the Ripper. He gets back in the house, and it isn't barricaded anymore, and he has the hammer that went missing from earlier. What the fuck is going on? Finds the kids really sick in bed, even though they were missing, puts them in the sheriff's truck, tries to drive away in a snowstorm without his headlights on at night, and gets the truck stuck because he's dumb.
I mean, all factual. This is all true.
So apparently the wife slipped in water from a broken glass, hit her head, maybe broke her neck, and he cut his hand on the glass. But they led us to believe through distorted flashbacks that he murdered this bitch. So like the whole time, I'm like, okay, he murdered his wife. He probably murdered the kids.
That's exactly I was thinking about the whole time too.
He sees Jake disappear into an ice bath and then looks for him in the attic, where he then finds the sheriff tied up.
Yep.
We find out that apparently they got stranded and sick. He blamed the sheriff, who had a cough when the sheriff came to check on him, and then assaulted the sheriff, tied him up, and locked him in the attic. And in his own mind, hallucinated phantom vortex sucking the sheriff out into the wilderness. The kids didn't die, maybe. And the cops break in, find the sheriff, but the sheriff apparently doesn't recommend arresting him because he was half out of his mind with the fever, and then also says he'll get what's coming to him. And then they get into an ambulance and drive away, and the movie ends. And I'm still not sure if the kids are alive or dead.
Yeah, see, you took way more detailed notes. I was just staring at my screen, kind of just like, what is happening? My notes are as followed. Not as many, not as detailed. This is just fun for me. Weird fade to black in the beginning. Wife/mom dead, because I didn't care about her name, if I'm gonna be honest.
Leah.
Yeah, I know now. Thanks. I also forgot his name until you said it, so
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Coughing a lot. Dad and sheriff. And I should have wrote rude, because me. Ghost of dead wife. Hallucinations. Lots of time missing. Stuff not being real. And then I put an arrow, because I put Oculus first and then Barricade, so the arrow is gonna, we're gonna go back to that. Confusing, blurry slow-mos. The snow is the monster with a question mark, because I was so fucking
I went black mold gas leak. You went snow monster.
I went the snow is the monster, maybe, because like like you said, the sheriff gets like whooshed in Terrence's hallucination. Traumatic death of wife. Mr. House kidnapped. I originally put killed because I thought he was dead, but I put kidnapped. All hallucinations. They were just sick with a bunch of question marks. Something/someone was in the house. A bunch of question marks. Because at the end, the curtain moves, and as the ambulance is driving away.
Yeah.
What was this movie?
Okay.
Why did we do this?
I don't know if our notes explained it very well, but basically everything that we see in the movie is the hallucinations of Terrence, because he has a fever and so do his kids. He thinks that, so he promised his wife as she was dying from hitting her head or broken neck, whatever it was, also tried to perform CPR on someone with a broken neck, which I don't know how the fuck that works, but hey, good for you. He promises her that he'll take care of them, and then he feels like they died. He thinks they died and that they didn't, but like every like weird thing that we see with the time missing and stuff going on is all fever-induced hallucinations that he's having, and the way his mind is reconciling all the shit that's going on instead of dealing with the reality of it. I still like, there's a point where the kids are there and he's like, oh, your fever's broke. You guys are okay. Because like the ghost of his wife shows up and says, you did take care of them. And he's like, what? No, they're dead. But then they're not dead. But again, nobody ever interacts with the children. Even like when the cops come in and he's sitting on the bed, they don't talk to the kids and ask if the kids are okay. When the sheriff's walking by, getting walked out, not apparently pressing charges after being assaulted with a hammer and tied up in an attic,
you
He
know.
just says he'll get what's coming to him, but they don't like say anything about the kids, I don't think.
Yeah, because the only time the kids really get like interacted with is in the beginning when they're at the shop getting the keys to the cabin, and
Which is
Mr.
when they get
Sheriff
sick.
House is and then touching everybody. It's COVID. That's how COVID happens, sir. Let's not do that. I was gonna. Oh, so the same pills. I didn't write down, but I remembered. Same pills Terrence is taking. Is the same pills he prescribes or has a doctor prescribe one of his patients in a flashback, who is dealing with the death of her husband.
Look at that. Yeah, he's a therapist who lost his mind.
Yeah,
Psychologist? Therapist? I know. So there's a psychologist and a psychiatrist, and one can prescribe medicine and one can't. So whichever one prescribes medicine
can.
That's what he is.
Psychologist cannot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if the kids lived or not. Like, they got into an ambulance and drove away, and he seemed cool, but like,
but again,
those kids look dead.
What the fuck was like in the house? Because clearly something was. Because again, at the end,
No,
the curtain
was all
just
him.
moves. The curtain fucking moves at the end.
Yeah.
Go out the window and you see the ambulance. So something was there. It's giving Amityville horror.
It might have been the ghost of his wife.
Maybe.
Because she was there to be like, no, you did take care of him. Like, I wanted you to bring him to the cabin, and now I'm still here. So bye. Good job.
Proud of you.
Listen, I do not recommend this movie. Do not go watch this movie
unless you like really bullshit.
Really bad. Really fucking bad. Unless like you like really bad movies, do not go watch this.
No, it's like I said, a waste of an hour, 44 minutes, give or take, because Tubi has ads. Not long ads, but like they have a few. But like it's a free app thing. So like nobody should really be surprised. I watched it on my laptop. I didn't even turn on my TV. I was just like, I'm doing it on here. But yeah, that was god awful. And I'm happy I never have to watch it again.
Yeah. I'm really hoping No One Lives in Incarnate are way better than that was.
Well, I think Barricade was one of the earlier ones. So let me just quickly Google here. Because Barricade was like 2012. No One Lives. That was also 2012. And then what was the other
one? Incarnate.
Yes, that one. That was 2016.
Okay.
So we'll have hope for Incarnate at least. And Mark Henry's parents.
We've watched 4 so far. Now, we haven't talked about Oculus yet. We will. Mm-hmm. Where does Barricade rank?
This is the bottom.
See No Evil and See No Evil 2.
This is the bottom. This is the fucking bottom. See No Evil 1. See No Evil 2. See No Evil 1. Barricade.
Okay. Yeah, no, that was
I'm everyone who partakes in this show, Reek, just be happy you didn't watch the shit. It was a waste of goddamn time. But we did
it. Terrence is played by Will from Will and Grace.
Yeah.
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 So there's that.
The real big thing also looks familiar.
It has that going for it.
That's the only thing. It's a Canadian movie with a Canadian actor, i.e. him, and that's it.
In Canada, I think, because...
In Canada, eh?
Canada?
Canada, eh?
Canada?
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 I think it's gasoline.
Like I was like I honestly thought it was gonna be black mold or something that had them all fucked up.
Oh well, I knew it was something with this goddamn cough. Like the sheriff had it, and I was like, "Oh!" My first thought, no joke, was the sheriff was gonna be the monster. And like when they showed his like reflection and like the big circle thing while he was in the shop and they left, I thought he was gonna keep coughing and then like fall to the floor and then like fucking transform into like a werewolf or some shit. I had expectations, and they were let down.
Transformers. More than meets the eye.
we went different parts. That's okay.
We did.
Damn it. Why would you call the opposite? It's fine. We're doing our best.
So, other things real quick before we move on to Oculus, because the reason that he found Jack the Ripper, the bunny, in the grave, which he thought was the grave of his daughter, because he didn't really mark the grave
Thought
very
it was
well.
not Cynthia. He thought it was Jake.
One of them. Is because Cynthia said that Jack the Ripper died from the sickness and asked Daddy to bury it. So he doesn't remember going out and burying it and marking a grave. He just remembers finding it and digging it up. Because again, he would black out, have flashbacks to the loss of his wife, and just lose a shit ton of time. Like, they went outside, they played in the snow, they came back in, he got out of breath, he sat down for a second, had a flashback, woke back up, whole car was buried. And dumb motherfucker only dug out the car door to get in it and then tried to stop it. Your exhaust is blocked by snow. You cannot start your car with your exhaust blocked by snow.
He said, "No, guys, I got this. I just need one door open."
Where was he going to drive?
Nowhere.
Like, everything in front and around the car.
He was clearly not a driver anyways. He
Clean.
crashed.
Well, that's because he didn't turn the lights on in the truck that he tried to drive away.
He fucked up a multitude of ways.
However, like, props to him for, being that sick and still being strong enough to knock out a sheriff, drag him up into the attic, tie him up, and leave him there.
Yeah, like, goddamn. And, like, that was a hefty little man.
Mm-hmm.
The sheriff, not Terrence. Mr. House, if you will.
Was there anything redeemable about this movie for you? Because, like, if we were to do, like, the who got off, literally just his wife, and that was on her. Like,
well, that was, I mean, yes, on her, 100%, because she was like, "Oh, Jake wants a glass of water, so I'm gonna go down and get it." And Terrence, trying to be the nice dad, was like, "You sure? You want me to go? You got it? Fuck you."
Even though he just got done saying, "I don't take care of the kids. That's your job. I go to work and make money."
Kids? Those, I don't know those.
Yeah.
I will.
I don't even know their names. Be happy you didn't watch Barricade. Well, or, I mean, you said you like Really Bad Horror, so maybe go watch it. You might enjoy it.
Yeah, he might. No, he's gonna like it.
If
he likes bad horror movies, he's gonna like it. Yeah, that was a time.
So nothing redeemable, nothing about this movie that you enjoyed?
I don't know, Leah's ghost was kind of cool looking.
Okay.
That's about it.
I really like the trailer. The trailer was cool. Trailer made this movie look like an A fucking plus.
I liked the snow monster that wasn't real.
I liked all the black mold and the gas leak.
Yeah, the gas leak, the snow monster, the sheriff turning into the werewolf.
The best part of this movie was speculating what the fuck was going on. The worst part of this movie was finishing the movie and not knowing what was going on.
We didn't get a single answer. And, like, we also didn't talk about how when the cops come and when Terrence goes up to the attic and, like, confronts the sheriff for the second time, the sheriff's like, "I came, like, 4 days ago when the storm subsided and y'all didn't come get new supplies." And then, Terrence is like, "What? It's a blizzard outside." Looks up and it's the fucking sun. How many pills did you take?
I don't know if it was the pills or the fever.
Tienes los dos.
Because he also, like, went in there to go look for his pills, trashed the fucking room, and then blamed his son for it.
And then blamed the fucking kids. And Cynthia's like, Jake has OCD. He would definitely clean it up afterwards. They're like, "Yo, fuck this guy."
The scene where she was on the floor scraping the spoon against the bowl to get the mac and cheese, and he's like, "Why are you eating mac? Since when do you like mac and cheese?" Like,
that's also a huge red flag. These kids didn't like mac and cheese. No, not you, Timmy. Timmy's taking.
Oh shit! Yeah, weren't asking. Yep.
Yeah, like, also, like, what kids don't like mac and cheese? The fuck?
His kids, apparently.
Maybe they were just demons.
She looked like, I don't want to look at you, Daddy, because I don't want to scare you. And then like distortion. Which is what at that point I'm like, okay, the kids are fucking dead. I think that was like the 55-minute mark where I'm like, yeah, I know he killed these kids. Like
Yeah,
there's
like-
Phantom falling into a ice bath. She's sitting on the floor. Her face is all fucking. These kids are dead, and he did it, and we just need to find out how and why.
How, why, when during the storm, how much time actually passed. I got questions, no answers. Next movie, please.
Well, before we get into that, Katie, I
Yes.
want to talk to you guys about something.
Talk
At this
to
little
them.
place I'd like you to go.
Where are they going?
Patreon.com/creationworld,
Yeah.
where for $1 you get 3 shows. Return to Wrestling with Matt and Travis. We are up through 1998's Great American Bash. Bash at the Beach is our next episode, which we should be recording soon for this month. So if you subscribe now, when that drops, you'll already be ready to go. And you can get caught up on everything from the first episode we did in 1995 all the way. It's February.
Yeah, no, sorry, I heard something outside.
Okay. All the way up to 1998. So that's like 3 years of wrestling content right there for you to get you good to go. So please go check that out. But for that same dollar, not an extra dollar, not another dollar, different dollar, none of that. 3 shows, $1. You also get Multiverse with Travis and Mara, where they talk DC animated films. Their latest was Justice League War World. That is available now, and everything that they've done, that whole back catalog, also available. And if you have to ask, where me and my wife, Kate, who I, again, cannot speak about what happened last night, was told not to. Did I freeze or did Katie freeze? Katie? Is it me? I don't think it's me. I think it's Katie. So I'm just going to keep going. Timmy, let me know in the chat if everything's good. And if it's just Katie that's frozen or if it's me. If You Have to Ask is a podcast with me and my wife, Kate, where we do Am I the Asshole posts. Katie was on the last episode that was available last month, which is Sad Beige Baby. And I had Bridget and Mara from Creation Conversation on this week. We talked bad relationships and breast milk along with my wife. Hey, you're back, I think.
I don't know.
You are. I heard you. Yay.
I hate this Wi-Fi.
Hey, listen, it's normally me, so this is a nice change of pace. But anyway, Bridget and Mara are on If You Have to Ask. Come check that out. Bad relationships and breast milk. And then the debut episode, that is just me and my wife. So we got 3 episodes of that as well. If you go to patreon.com, if you guys click on the link, there are other tiers. You guys get more shit, including this show, ad-free. But since you are watching us live, we would ask you to support the sponsors who support us. And Travis is here to tell you how.
Happening, y'all. I know we're having a lot of fun right now, but I actually want to talk to you about something very important: your health. You see, life is full of twists and turns, and that's why having the right health insurance matters. I want to make sure you have the coverage you need without breaking the bank, and that starts with speaking to me for absolutely no charge. Having health insurance isn't just about doctor visits, though. It's about living a healthier, happier life. Physical health and mental well-being go hand in hand, and that's why the plans I represent cover not just the physical, but the mental aspects of your health as well. And here's the deal. I'm very good at what I do. So not only can I find you the perfect plan, but I might even be able to get you one for free. That's right, free advice and a free plan. Your health is too important to compromise. So let's chat, find the right plan, and ensure your well-being. Just visit health.creationworld.com today to schedule a free consultation. The link is right here in the description. That's health.creationworld.com. Your health, your future.
And we're back. I can't go backwards. I realized that. I tried. I stopped, and I couldn't do it.
Wait.
Look at
I
you
can.
go. Yeah.
Intelligent. What the fuck can I say?
You think with anyway. Oculus, which by the way, 1C, and for some reason, every time I wrote it down, I put 2 C's. Even in my notes, I put 2 C's, and then I typed it in and it didn't come out right. I'm like, I had to
Wait,
look.
it's only 1C.
It's 1C.
I literally wrote the title as 2 C's, so I'm not paying attention.
If you go to IMDb,
Just seems right.
Oculus.
Nope, I don't like that. 2 C's is better.
Right? That's what I said. This is actually one of the this was released in theaters. This was one of the bigger budget horror films produced by WWE. It has Nebula, if you're a fan of Marvel, Karen Gillan in it, Katie Sackhoff for you horror fans, sci-fi fans specifically, Paul Levesque, apparently, maybe the Levesque estate is mentioned, so might be a tie in there.
Okay, I was like, whoa,
I don't know.
Triple H is in this movie.
Yes, he's the woman in the man.
Chaperone. He's Medisoul.
So I'm guessing you like this better than Barricade.
This was a hell of a movie. It's a part of the Flanagan universe. For those who don't know,
Is it really?
Mike Flanagan is he produced it, so
right, but
yes. No, everything he produced is all the same universe. I'm taking no questions at this time.
Fair, okay, I'll let that slide.
But if I was thinking about it, and I was watching it, and I was like,
is it the Flanaganiverse?
Flanaganiverse. I was watching it, and I was seeing a lot of parallels and things that remind me specifically of Hill House, The Haunting of Hill House. And more so with the random cuts to flashbacks, and then you don't really know what's real and what's not real. Which is all of his fucking Netflix shows: Hill House, Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, Midnight Club, Fall of House the Usher. All phenomenal, by the way. If you want to watch those, they fucking should. It's 8 episodes each. Just do it, please. Thank you. This was good. This was good shit. I liked this.
I don't know if it's just Flanagan, though, because every WWE produced horror film that we watched, flashbacks.
What? Yeah.
See No Evil had flashbacks to Kane or Jacob Goodnight as a child being abused by his mother in a dog cage for masturbating. Because can't get through a show without mentioning that.
Yeah.
See No Evil 2 had flashbacks to the first movie. Barricade had flashbacks to him trying to remember how his wife died during his fever-induced black mold, snow monster, gas leak, trauma, pill-induced psychosis.
Snow monster, yeah.
And then this movie, again, flashbacks to their childhood.
And that's why I when I said stuff not being real, and I drew the arrow to Oculus, because that's exactly what happens in the movie. Especially, I mean, we're jumping ahead, but towards the end, the hallucinations get real. And it's the older versions of the siblings seeing and talking to the younger versions of their siblings, of themselves and each other. And that's literally what Hill House was too. It's you don't know what's real and what's not.
Do you have a bunch of notes for this compared to what you had for Barricade?
I'm not when I take notes for stuff that I like, I don't really take in-depth notes, but I remember a lot of the movie.
Okay. So I'm gonna do what I did for the last movie.
Go for it.
So I wrote a paragraph to kind of just where we are to get the movie started, and then notes. So
okay.
Tim just got a clean bill of health after being in a mental institution for murdering his father. Was released on his 21st birthday to be greeted by his sister Kaylee, who immediately sucks him back into the whole thing that sent him to the mental institution in the first place. She purchased a haunted mirror from an auction that was apparently the cause of at least her mother's death, if not her father's and the reason why her brother just spent all this time in a mental institution, like 15 years or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Close.
So she went and she bought the shit.
Yep.
So notes, the Levesque estate, Paul Levesque, question mark? They locked themselves in their old house where all their childhood trauma happened and attempt to destroy the mirror that can't be destroyed. So what you need to know about this mirror is it's a smart mirror. And by that, I don't mean like it's touchscreen and it has Wi-Fi and all that shit. Apparently, it fucks with your head to make sure that you can't harm this fucking thing. Whenever you try, it pulls some bullshit and it saves itself. It also hates dogs and plants, which fuck you for hating dogs.
Fuck you for hating plants.
I understand hating people. That part I get.
Oh, I hate people.
I hate plants because I have allergies. So, like,
okay, fair.
I get it.
I hate dogs because I'm also allergic. So,
boo.
I didn't choose this life.
We see a bunch of flashbacks to what happened as they were kids, and their mother and father's slow descent into madness. But it's like their perception of what they remember happened as kids. Also, we're recording everything because one thing we've learned about horror movies, ladies and gentlemen, is if you really want to piss something off, put it on camera. Demons, ghosts, poltergeists, they hate being on camera. So if you really want to piss it off, which Kaylee wanted to get a reaction out of this, like Kaylee was conducting science experiments while Tim was just like, what the fuck are we doing here? And why did you bring that thing back?
He's like, I'd like to go back to the institution, please.
I just spent 15 years being convinced that I murdered my dad and that all this shit wasn't real. And here you are with cameras. There's a fucking like a dummy rigged safety harness spike thing in the ceiling that if a timer is not reset, releases and is supposed to destroy the mirror. We've got plants. We've got a dog that she was just going to sacrifice the demon mirror.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Kaylee. All sorts of crazy shit. Where was I? This mirror has a link to a bunch of deaths throughout the centuries where people that owned it went crazy or starved or mutilated themselves or loved ones. So Kaylee's got like the full history, and she's like, "All right, Tim, if you don't believe that this was if you believe that this was an isolated incident and it was dad and mom and blah blah blah, all right, what about this dude and this chick and this person and blah blah blah? They all own the mirror." And he's like, "Coincidence?
No such thing as coincidence, Tim."
The mirror alters your reality and sense of time so that you can't destroy it. So you're seeing things, you're hearing things, you're having hallucinations, all in an act of self-preservation, but also because it feeds off you. So it's like sucking your soul at the same time. Kaylee wants to prove that her dad was innocent, that dad didn't kill mom.
Oh.
Tim shot dad, and apparently we're not worried about proving Tim was innocent because Tim shot dad. Kaylee keeps seeing a woman with her father that isn't her mom. So this is in the flashback. Like, there's a woman in the office, and Kaylee sees it and brings it up. She's like, "Hey, mom, who was the woman in dad's office?" And she's like, "That cheating fucking son of a bitch."
Basically.
And then she's like, "I think that my C-section scar is gross, and maybe I got a little fat, and he doesn't love me anymore. And somehow he's sneaking a woman into his office when I'm home, and the kids are home, and I just don't know about it. And now I'm hearing voices." And she's hearing her husband say things about her weight and her looks, which then drives her slowly crazy about how he feels about her, but he's not actually saying the shit because it's the mirror fucking with her, I think. Mom is made to feel unattractive and believe that dad is cheating. Evil fucking mirror goes after dogs and plants too. Dad is peeling off his own fingernails and is hearing and seeing things just for shits and giggles. Like, he's not just on the phone with like fucking pliers, just like ripping his fingernails off. Or
he thought it was the Band-Aid from when he was biting his fingernail, and then he like takes the Band-Aid off, and then like comes back and the Band-Aid's on, And then he's like, well, fuck. And he can't get it off. So then he gets the little type pair of plier stapler thingies. And then rips off his whole fucking fingernail because, spoiler, it wasn't the Band-Aid. He was crazy.
We mentioned how Tim doesn't really believe anything that Kaylee has to say. And in the beginning, like, she's predicting all the stuff. She's like, yeah, oh, watch the plants and the radius. And then and none of it really happens at first. Mm-hmm. And he's like, all right, yeah, no, rational explanation and coincidence. As soon as Tim finally convinces Kaylee, you know what? Let's give up. Then she's able to prove that the mirror is fucking with them because she's like, hey, let's go check the tape real quick. And the whole conversation that we watch them have and the argument and everything, they watch it back and they're like moving cameras so they're not facing the mirror. Shit that they have no recollection of doing while having the conversation. And Tim's like, what the fuck is this? Okay. Mentioned paranormal activity taught me filming things only makes it worse. Kaylee eats a light bulb, but then doesn't eat a light bulb.
That scene, that's one of the scenes I specifically remember from like when I first saw this movie.
And the trailer.
Oh.
So essentially, she grabs an apple, she goes to bite into the apple, freaks out because she thinks she bit into a light bulb. And then Tim comes in and he's like, what's up? And she looks and it's the apple again. And she's okay. But like shards of glass and blood and just everything you'd expect to see if someone bit into a light bulb.
Yeah, typical things.
Kaylee's fiance, which I forgot to mention, Kaylee's engaged and has basically used the company that she works for to purchase the mirror and then stole the fucking thing to bring it to the house to do this. Shows up. Kaylee kills him and then is convinced that she didn't kill him because she didn't eat the apple, so that this isn't real either. But it is. She murdered that man.
Doctor away. Well, so like she was trying to be clever and using her phone camera, and like she thought a plate was broken on the ground, so she pulls out her phone and she videotapes it, and it's like, it's not real. There's no plate. I knew it. And then turns around, thinks she sees her dead mom into the neck with piece of vase. It wasn't a plate, it was a vase from a plant that she threw earlier. And it was Michael. She stabbed him right in the fucking neck. He had no chance.
And so everything comes full circle. Tim goes downstairs, decides, I'm going to destroy this mirror, sets the trap off. Kaylee is standing in front of the mirror, and Tim kills Kaylee. And then the cops show up. Now, mind you, this whole time, like, they're going outside and they're making phone calls, trying to call the police, trying to call for help. And it's the mirror talking to them, or at least they perceive it's the mirror talking to them, that they're not really getting through to anybody, but the cops do show up. And there's Tim with two dead people in the same house that he was arrested in the last time before he got out.
Two dead people in it.
They had two dead people in it. And Tim goes back to jail / mental institution because got out and murdered more people.
Yeah. Well, like the thing with the dad, when towards like the climax of the movie and we get like the full like flashback of what happened, the dad like comes to for like a hot second after Tim gets the gun from his dad, and he like gets down like execution style, like he wants Tim to just shoot him right in the fucking skull. The dad, puts his finger on the trigger and pulls it. Tim technically doesn't ever pull the trigger. His dad does. But Tim perceived it as he did it, and it was a whole thing. So, like, the dad did one good thing. Killing himself at that point. He told them to run because he knew he would kill them.
Understandable. However, knowing your situation, the fact that you think that is a good thing for a dad to do.
In that scenario, he was going to kill his kids.
Possibly.
More than likely.
Well,
he choked out Kaylee, and then Tim grabs the gun and is like, hey, put it on. Like, he was the dad was gonna die in one way or another in that house. Whether it was the cops coming in and shooting him, or what happened in that office. And when he flew back, he broke part of the mirror.
Did you know there's another Oculus?
What?
2 more Oculuses apparently.
What?
Well, I was looking to see when the movie came out, and in Oculus on IMDb, underneath it says Oculus Chapter 3, The Man with the Plan, which is a short from 2006.
What in the fuck?
So I don't know. What is there an Oculus Chapter 2?
A remake? 2015. What? What? Why?
Wait, they remade it?
In March 2015, Relatively Media, Be Free Television, a bunch of other people confirmed a Bollywood remake.
Oh, that must be that Dobara that I'm looking at.
Yeah, Dobara, See Your Evil. This film is directed by names I would probably butcher, and I don't want to because I'm trying to be respectful. Flanagan served as the executive producer. The film was released on June 2nd, 2017.
All right, so at some point, mom loses her shit. Dad locks her in her room. She's not eating because she's afraid that dad doesn't love her because she's fat. She's gone completely crazy, thinking dad's cheating with the woman in the mirror that she keeps seeing. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And how does mom die?
Bro, she's fucking shot multiple times. This is after she ate a plate upstairs and lost all of her teeth.
Yeah. Then dad is going after the kids, Shining style. We talked about how that goes. Again, dad, perception of reality all fucked up because of the mirror, band-aids, fingernails, constantly angry all the time, miserable. Work's not going well.
I don't even think he's really working at this point. He's just writing Medisoul, which is probably the name of the woman in the mirror, which that kind of sets off the wife. Because then the kids come down, she starts tagging them, and then, chain of events happen.
I mean, I could, if I was just writing another woman's name over and over and over again, my wife would probably lose her shit too.
I just don't, I feel like if he was cheating, why would he just very middle school, high school-esque write her name all over his notebook?
He was cheating. Why would he keep bringing the woman to the house after getting caught and accused of having the woman in the house?
Yeah, literally, your wife is always there and your kids are there. So, this movie's just rude. Fucking with people's everything. Livelihoods.
Well, if I remember correctly, the mirror made Kaylee see her mom, and she went to go embrace her mom in the mirror, which is how she stepped in front of the mirror before Tim showed up and released the trap to smash the mirror.
Because he didn't see Kaylee there.
Because the mirror fucks with your perception of reality.
Yeah. Which, that's when I told you that I think I saw the ending. I saw that, but it's still it's been so long. I was just I knew it.
You got any other notes on this?
Just that it was actually a good horror movie. If you think about it, it was very psychological thriller-esque, but also horror movie because the jump scares and people in the mirror and people in their house at that last night when the kids are trying to run away, and just parallels from their childhood to adulthood with things they said to each other, especially that last scene with Tim getting arrested. And then when he was a kid, he's driving away in he's getting in the back of the cop car and they're driving away and he sees mom and dad in the window. And then adult Tim sees mom and dad and Kaylee in the window. And just shit like that, things they say back and forth to each other. We gotta be brave. I don't remember the rest of it. That was one of the things that Kaylee said to Tim when they were kids. Tim said to Kaylee. I like when movies do that shit, you know?
Yeah. And you are a big fan of Mike Flanagan, so this was a nice thing for you. For comparison between Barricade and Oculus, Oculus had, hold on, I just took a screenshot of it. A 6.5 out of 10 from 138,000 reviews on IMDb, and a Metascore from 28 critics of a 61. Barricade is at a 4.4 out of 10 with only 3,000 people reviewing it, and there is no Metascore. It just says critic reviews.
Because it's garbage.
If you have to pick one, obviously pick Oculus. Where does Oculus rank amongst See No Evil?
Oculus is 1.
Is that bias from the Mike Flanagan, the Flanaganiverse, or is that just like
Flanaganiverse? No, I just really liked this movie. Like, I forgot that Flanagan directed it. That's a plus, 100%. Like, because I love the work that he does, especially with all those shows I mentioned prior to. But that was just like an added bonus. Again, just like it was well shot, it was well done. The idea of a mirror being this actual evil entity is true, because if you do any type of research about mirrors and that way, why do you think they cover mirrors in funerals? And so the spirit doesn't get trapped in the mirror. People like spirits get trapped in mirrors, and it's a thing. So like,
there's a whole movie called Mirrors about that.
There's multiple episodes of horror shows and things that deal with that. It's a common thing, and I like that they turned it into a good movie.
I also believe that, especially with like early cameras, that was why certain cultures didn't want their picture taken, because they were afraid that the camera, specifically the mirror part of the camera, was going to trap their soul.
Yeah. No, that's 100% right.
Yeah.
Which is so fucking cool. Love.
And now we just walk around with them and we're fucking shooting selfies because we have no souls. Shout out to Bakley.
Say, my soul's been gone for a while.
No, I enjoy Oculus. I think Oculus is the reason why everyone voted for this over Incarnate and No One Lives.
Yeah, that's why I voted for it. Listen, I didn't think Barricade was gonna be that bad.
I also, like, in retrospect, I'm like, you know what? Maybe we should have like done one non-wrestler movie, one wrestler movie, and we should have split them up instead of dividing like no wrestlers, 2 wrestlers. Because like if I have a feeling, because I feel like Incarnate was a bigger movie too, because it's both something that we both feel like we heard of. I feel like if we had done like Oculus and Incarnate, and then Barricade and No One Lives.
No, it would have been too goated of an episode. Like it wouldn't have been fair to Barricade and No One Lives. We have to give the other 2 movies a chance.
So your ranking is Oculus, See No Evil 2, See No Evil, and then currently still in the last spot, Barricade.
100%. I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget actually the order. No. What's yours?
It's real hard because I like See No Evil for what it is.
I know you do.
I like See No Evil 2 also for what it is, but for
Danielle Harris.
Yeah, is Danielle Harris and Catherine Isabel.
I forgot her name for a second.
About riding and orgasming a corpse back to life, like.
Yeah, typical things. Typical Thursdays.
I have watched Catherine Isabel orgasm a corpse back to life to go on a murder spree and also take a shower while her boyfriend gets destroyed by Jason Voorhees.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a perfect segue for someone to show up.
What's up, Diggs, by the way? 7. Appreciate you stopping by. So no, I have a hard time between the two movies picking a favorite. I like Oculus. I don't think I like Oculus as much as you do. Like I like the
Fair.
Flanagan universe, but I also don't like I had issues with Bly Manor and Hill House. We talked about this.
You having issues with Bly Manor hurts. Hurts me.
Which one was Hill House? Was the one with the family in the house, right?
Yes. Bly Manor was the nanny and the kids.
Yeah.
And lesbians.
So the issue I had with the Hill House was that it ended so happily, and everyone's just like, "Yay, everything's okay. We're all dead in the house." And no, that was not for me. That's not how I wanted that
they weren't all
8
dead.
episode shit. Then,
Was.
huh?
Only one of they weren't all dead.
I thought everyone died in the house, and they were all ghosts in the house.
No, just I can't remember her name. Only the youngest daughter of the 5 kids dies.
But still, it had a very happy ending, and I did not enjoy that.
I enjoyed it.
Which is fine. Like, I'm not saying you can't enjoy it.
What was your issue with Bly Manor? Because that shit was sad as fuck at the end. I'm listening.
Because that was the one with, like, you said it had the nanny.
Yeah.
And the nannies were, like, going out into the lake and drowning and shit.
And yeah, kind of, but yes. It wasn't like just the nannies, but Danny, the nanny, bars, becomes the lady of the lake at the end. And that's why it made me so fucking sad. I was distraught.
It was what it was. I enjoyed Midnight Mass. I liked Midnight Mass. I think Midnight Mass was my favorite. I think Midnight Mass was my favorite. And then what else did you say there? Because I have not finished.
Fall of the House of Usher.
Correct.
Midnight Club, which I also haven't watched because I didn't realize that was also him. Midnight Club is also on Netflix.
Did watch that. Let me look this up. Midnight Club.
Because I thought there was the same show for the longest time. Because the midnight part. But like it has like a lot of the same
I did
actors.
watch that. I actually really like that. I think Midnight Club is probably my favorite. And then Midnight Mass.
Okay. Wait, how far are you on Fall of House Usher?
I got to the nightclub episode, and I think that's where we stopped, and we haven't gone back.
Still there?
Yeah, no, we haven't gone back.
Oh, you guys didn't get there. I need to talk to you about it.
Listen, me and Kate just had an entire debate, right? Because she's sitting there, and the new Mr. and Mrs. Smith show dropped, and she goes, "Do you want to watch this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll watch it with you." And she goes, "All right." I'm like, "But priorities, right?
Yeah.
We have not finished Fall of the House of Usher.
Yes.
We have not finished Ted, which we started.
Mm-hmm.
Rick and Morty, you told me I'm not allowed to watch without you. And those are 3 things I would rather watch than start a new show." Said on top of that, Thanksgiving is out for rent, and I want to watch that movie.
Oh, yeah.
And The Marvels is coming to Netflix, I think, like next week or in 2 weeks.
Oh shit! Wait, the Netflix? Really?
Or not Netflix, Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. That's why I was like, "Whoa, Netflix stealing Disney movies." Okay.
So I was like, "Listen, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, like, I'm not going to tell you if you really want to watch it, do your thing, and you can watch it without me, blah, blah, blah." But it's not the highest on my priority list. Like, I have a priority list, and we have so much time, and I need to selfishly finish shit we've started before we start something new because it's new and shiny and interesting.
No, I get that. I also didn't realize Mr. and Mrs. Smith was going to be a show. I thought they were just making another movie.
I think it's a show.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I just remember seeing like
I've been wrong a lot, so
that's okay.
It happens. No, so we had that whole debate and everything, and I was like, "Yeah, no, go ahead and watch it because there's a lot of other shit." And like, again, we have from the time we put Zoe down until like whenever I have to do something, and then on top of that, WWE shows up once a month with the Saturday pay-per-view, and then the next week they got a Sunday pay-per-view. So like, what are we? all we got done yesterday because we were out so late was Oak Island, and then I had to
Okay.
come and do this or Smacking a Raw. So like our time to watch shit, and Zoe's not napping in the middle of the day like she used to. So like we used to
Yeah,
have like an hour to 2 hours
it's fine.
there.
I
It's
get it.
fucking everything up because there's a lot of shit she just won't let me watch without her.
Well, I'm gonna need, when you get to it, I'm gonna need episode updates of Fall of the House of Usher,
Okay.
please, and thank you. I might watch it again tomorrow. No, I have other shit I gotta watch. I know. Shut up. Shush. Don't yell at me. It's a comfort thing.
No, Oculus is good.
But yeah, we still need your official rankings, sir.
I mean, movie-wise, I guess Oculus is probably the best made. I'd probably say Oculus, See No Evil 2, See No Evil, Barricade, as far as like production value.
Okay. But this is like your personal list.
Well, that's not fair because I'm a slasher guy. So it's going to be See No Evil 2, Oculus, Barricade. Because I prefer slashers.
That's allowed.
Actually, it'd be See No Evil 2, See No Evil, because not only do I prefer slashers, but I prefer legacy characters and shit like
Daniel
that.
Harris.
And Daniel Harris, Catherine as well. But Kane was, as much as I like what they did with See No Evil, even though it's not a great movie, Kane was so much cooler as a slasher in See No Evil 2 with the get up and everything.
Terrifying.
And he killed everybody.
I was gonna say everybody died.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
So whereas in See No Evil, 3 people walk out of the house.
Which still, like, ain't nobody care about.
Can't have 3 final girls, including Michael.
Michael barely counts.
So See No Evil 2, See No Evil, Oculus. No, fuck that. See No Evil 2, Oculus, See No Evil, Barricade. That's what I'm going.
Okay, so we just have our number 1 and our number 2 swapped. We're on the same wavelength, even though some people don't like that.
It happens.
I don't know. I'm intrigued. I'm not gonna say I'm excited. I'm gonna say I'm intrigued to watch No One Lives in Incarnate. I'm not having high expectations, because then if they exceed my expectations, then it'll be good.
No, I did buy those, so those are available.
Oh, I saw.
Taken care of. But I was literally going to say, has Barricade ruined? Because so for those of you who don't know, on the last episode, we watched all the trailers for this, and as we were watching, we reacted live to the trailers. So like post show, I think it was post show content, maybe
it was either post show or very end of the episode.
Yeah. But we were excited for most of them. We're like, oh shit, okay, because like we had never heard of a lot of these. I think Incarnate was the one we thought we heard of, but we couldn't really remember much about it. Yeah, we were both familiar with Oculus. And we were watching, we're like, oh, okay. Oh, this looks good. Really? This is a WWE horror film? What? Okay, yeah. And right before the post show. Thank you, Timmy. Not to be confused with Tim.
Different people.
So we were stoked to do these because we're like, I don't care what we watch because they all look good. Barricade was not. So I'm a little apprehensive going into not so much Incarnate, but more so No One Lives, I think.
So, because I think, if I remember correctly, Incarnate not only has Mark Henry, allegedly, probably, supposedly, also has the name of the actor I can't remember, but Two-Face from Christopher Nolan's Batman. Specifically The Dark Knight. And he's a bunch of other things, but like I will always know him as Two-Face.
Aaron Eckhart.
I knew his name was Aaron. But yeah, but him.
I'm more stoked for Carice Van Houten from Game of Thrones.
See, I didn't watch Game of Thrones. Talk about this.
She played Melisandre. Big fan of that.
Game of Thrones guy. I don't know.
That guy's got a giant forehead.
Jesus.
He does. It is what it is. As someone with a big fucking head, I feel like I'm allowed to say that. It definitely does say Mark Henry bouncer number 2. So he does, which is probably why he didn't make
the trailer. but the dinosaur did. But it also looks like he dies in the trailer. So like, whoa.
That's one of the things we're most excited for.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So
I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna have low expectations. I'm not
lowered
excited.
expectations.
Sing it. Go ahead. I'm not gonna have high expectations at all. And I'm not excited per se. I'm intrigued.
I think Incarnate's going to be good.
Yeah.
No One Lives. I feel like they gave away the whole premise of the movie in the trailer.
Mhm.
So, prediction from what I saw, bad people fuck with somebody and find out that there are badder people than them out there. And the person that they go decide to fuck with has kidnapped a girl and is not the hero of the story.
One could say they fucked around and found out.
Which I don't know why you'd give that away in the trailer like that. I was watching it. I was kind of bummed watching because I'm like, I would have liked to watch the movie and be like, oh, this is going to be the good guy, and then get the slow reveal.
Well, as me, you, and Reek himself have talked about, specifically we're talking about Halloween, he didn't want to watch the Halloween Kills trailer because trailers 9 times out of 10 give away the whole fucking movie.
Sometimes, yeah.
That's why I said 9 times out of 10. Like, it's rare when you get a trailer for a movie that doesn't basically lay out the plot and the characters and the huge plot twist that comes out. It's rare. And when you get that, it's fun. But when you get spoiled, it sucks. So unless there's a bigger plot twist and no one lives, you know what happens.
Yeah, but I also really enjoyed like watching this evil guy fuck up these other bad guys because like I don't know if he's gonna be like an anti-hero. So, we gotta watch. We'll find out.
Yeah. We have 2 weeks.
We have 2 weeks. And we will see you in 2 weeks for getting off to episode 28, WWE Horror, No One Lives, and Incarnate. So please, if you guys enjoyed this, if you guys enjoyed the last episode, if you are fans of both horror and wrestling or one or the other, tune in and check it out. We appreciate your support. Speaking of support, Katie, where can they support you?
Well, even though we talked about it at the beginning, I have bronchitis, and that has not stopped me from doing any show. I will still be doing all of my shows because I have problems, and I can still talk, and it's fine. But if you want to see the things I tweet and repost and things, K2013, Linktree in my bio to take all things Sheila Showcase, twitch.tv/Sheila Showcase, and youtube.com/Sheila Showcase, typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Spoiler, Reek is our guest this week.
Oh,
for the Sheila Showcase.
You've been cock teasing us since Thursday about no one's gonna know.
No one's gonna know. They're gonna know. Yeah, that's Reek.
The Rack's gonna be really disappointed.
That's all right. Well, Savannah and I are gonna try and do a guest a month on the show to, bring, because somebody, I don't know who, but somebody requested that we have more guests on the main show. So we're gonna do people that Savannah's comfortable with, and I'm also comfortable with, because we need to have some type of dynamic. Well, there might be a show that Savannah misses in March that I was gonna have you be my co-host. Maybe if you're nice, the Rack can show up. Don't put the glasses on right now. Put them down. But besides that, yeah, we do a lot of stuff on Sheelite. I'm gonna wait until I'm a little better to like get back into interviews and stuff because I don't want to be like hacking up a fucking lung trying to talk to people. So I'm gonna wait a little bit and reach out to a few more people. And same thing with the story times because I have 2 in mind that I want to do, and I have props for and things. But again, I want to wait until I'm actually like fully better and can talk for an extended period of time without being out of breath and hacking up a fucking lung. So
At Katie Wrestling 13.
Yep.
She Leads Showcase, everywhere you guys can find podcasts.
Yep.
Every Thursday. I did it just to fuck with you that time.
You watch
Every
my fucking
Thursday.
show.
Every Thursday. 5 p.m.-ish Central Time. 6
6 p.m. Eastern-ish EST, because EST is, and I'm the host.
5 p.m.-ish Central Time for those. And then Katie's got a Patreon you guys should go check out. I'm on there talking about things like possibly fucking a ghost, because I can't talk about fucking my wife, so I got to talk about fucking something.
There you go.
And other spooky shit. We're sharing ghost stories and all sorts of fun shit. She's got an SVU podcast. She's got a bunch of really cool content. They created their own playlist.
Mm-hmm.
With our favorite music producer that's not famous, Jaylan on the Beat, and Justin, the Yin Yang twins from the Get Show podcast.
They dubbed that themselves. That was not me. They did it themselves.
So go check out her Patreon. Go sub to her Patreon. Again, show that support. You guys can follow me at Meritus, at MATTRIDDR on Twitter, as well as Getting Offed on Twitter. If you're watching this and you're like, oh, this is a horror podcast, that's because your horror content is at Getting Offed. If you want your wrestling content, which there was a little bit of here, but not really, because we just mentioned WWE like 15 times, but nothing from WWE. At Matt Ritter for your wrestling content on Twitter. Everywhere else, it's all under one banner. That is Smacking It Raw. You will get wrestling. You will get horror. You will get a little bit of my life. You might see my daughter in some TikToks over on TikTok. We've got an Instagram. We've got Threads. We've got Blue Sky. We've got all that shit. So go follow, like, subscribe. We appreciate you. For Miss Katie Kinsey, baby, I am the patron saint of podcasting, the Word Matt Ritter, and this has been the #1 horror podcast on places where you can find people having sex, because Pornhub doesn't love us anymore.
True. This is just my new favorite thing to do. It is weird. I do have to like stop and like think about what direction I'm going in.
I honestly don't. So I'm going this direction, right? And then when I try to go this direction, I feel like I can't. Like
now you're just so like
same thing.
Starting with my right arm, going to the left. Starting with the left arm, going right.
This feels weird and awkward, and I feel like I'm still not doing it, but
no, you're doing it. In case anyone's wondering, this is what Matt and I do during the ad breaks.
Among other things.
We tap the screen, we wave, we dance, we do all the
fuck
things.
With Vince.
But he wasn't even looking, so it wasn't even fun.
I mean, it was fun because he wasn't looking.
It was fun for us. Which is what we do all the time, because we're fucking entertaining.
Fishy wake up. Yep.
Yep.
Oh.
God fucking damn it, Matt. Fishy, wake up. My sister used to do that to me on my glasses. She would do that. She would tap my glass and be like, come here, fish. I'd be fucking PTSD.
So we're at my friend's son's birthday party today, and I'm telling him about the video of Zoe and Kate yelling, "That's inappropriate." And Zoe goes, "Yeah, that's inappropriate." And their son Nikki goes, "Inappropriate."
I'm piranha. They live in the Amazon. It's the same vibe. I fucking love Finding Nemo. I think that was the first. What came out first, Finding Nemo or Monsters, Inc.? I think they came out the same year. I'm gonna look it up. Because whichever one came out first was the first movie I saw in theaters as a kid. Or just in general.
So Finding Nemo was 2003.
Oh, then Monsters, Inc. was 100% first. That was 2001. I'm thinking about the same year. Oh, yeah, Tommy said, I think Monsters, Inc. Yeah, so Monsters, Inc. was the first movie I saw in theaters.
I don't know what the first movie I saw in theaters was. I know that Space Jam was the first movie that I actually sat through all the way in theaters.
I think Space Jam came out the year I was born.
Yeah.
1996. It's your
Roughly,
chance
yeah,
to
something like that.
dance at the Space Jam. All right. Hell of a movie. Hell of a song.
So that's the first movie I remember, like, my mom being like, "Oh, you sat through the whole movie and you were good and paid attention and didn't blah 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 blah." And I would have been 9 in '96.
Okay.
If that was '96, was Space Jam '96?
I think so.
That's Amazon. We're not gonna look on Amazon.
I was 5 when I went to see Monsters, Inc. Well, I probably was 4 because it probably came out before my birthday.
Yeah, '96. I remember going to the drive-in theater a lot, and I remember falling asleep during Apollo 13 because I was bored as fuck as a child watching that movie.
It's fair. I mean, that's fair.
You're younger than Katie?
I'm 27. I turned 28 this year.
How old is Tommy?
I don't know. 25, probably, if I were to guess. If he's younger than 25, okay. So
Why do you hate that you're younger than everybody though? Like, you don't want to be old and miserable and crotchety like me and Will.
True. I mean, if we're talking like out of our friends, or people we podcast with, it's Savannah. She's 22.
Still?
23. She turns 23.
I feel like she's been 22 for as long as I've known her.
No, definitely not true. Also, I went back and like tried to find the first one her and I did on Smack Draw. Bro, just trying to watch old stuff I did on that channel. Quality of my camera, ass. Quality of my microphone, trash. My fucking AC's just in the background for a lot of it. It's rough. I like didn't talk the same at all. Even I briefly looked at the Super Show we did 2021. Zoe is the tiniest little baby in the entire world. She shows up at like the last like half hour of the episode that we did. She's so small. It's crazy. I was like, oh my god, look at her.
Did you get a chance to check out either Get You or Young Kings today?
No, because I came home after shopping at McDonald's because I have to take one of those with food and I hadn't eaten yet today. I came home. I took my meds. I watched something, but I can't remember what now because I don't remember anything. And then
Dragon Ball Z.
No, not Dragon Ball Z yet. I watched something, but I can't remember what now. Oh, I was watching like Watch Mojo videos because it was like the top 10 best horror movie post-credit scenes. And I was like, ooh, okay. So I wanted to watch that. And then it was like 50 best plot twists or theories that fans got right. So I wanted to watch that. And that was like an hour long. And then NXT.
I used to get locked into stuff like that when I was your age. Tommy, to be fair though, one, you're not, so like you come in as a guest on a lot of podcasts, but you're not podcasting on your own show and you don't have a microphone or like a camera set up, blah, blah, blah. I was doing it off an old iMac that had a shitty camera and I had a shitty microphone when I started. Always have had these headphones. You do now, but that's more recent. Like so again, you're just starting out. Like when you start out, it's expected to be that you're like all of my streams. Well, everything you've done as a guest and then up to the show that you just started, yeah, it's going to be that way. If you go back and watch old Smack and Raw with me, Travis, and Eric, like, whew.
I've heard the forgotten episode,
which was episode 20. So
which
there
is
were like,
crazy.
that was us getting into a groove. Exactly. Like, as you go, you get what you need. You figure things out, you start upgrading, and then you get to where we're at, where you've spent a lot of money on shit and no one watches your shows. So, like, except for Timmy.
I mean, my mic was $30 on Amazon. And my camera, I also got off Amazon, but I think I want to get a new one soon. I also got off Amazon, but like maybe $15-20. I went cheap, and then I just have headphones because I need to be able to like hear my surroundings. And if I have two headphones like you do, I won't be able to hear anything else. And like I need to be able to like hear myself and hear everything around me. I'm paranoid.
Now that my ears are working, I can hear everything. I could hear Zoe. I heard Kate. I didn't expect her to come down and poke her head through the fucking screen.
I didn't see her. I heard her.
She might have poked her head through as I got up.
Maybe.
Because I went to go close the door, and then I turned around, and there was her fucking head.
She was like, hey, I hold the spot for number 1, number 2, and number 3 supporter for y'all.
I don't know. You might have to fight Taekwon.
I was going to say Taekwon. Oh, number 1's Tommy. Number 2's Hector. Number 3's Timmy. I were to guess.
Nope.
I was wrong.
You missed Timmy and Hector.
Number 4, Hector. Who the fuck's number 3? There is no number
Taekwon.
3. Taekwon is number 3. Taekwon
But then
showed
you
up
don't hold
yesterday,
the number 3 spot.
which is crazy.
Taekwon did show up yesterday, which was crazy because he doesn't ever show up for Smacking or Raw.
No, he's always a crazy conversation. You always have to watch what he says before you put it on screen.
Yep.
Every time. You never do, and I yell at you every single time.
Body break. I'll be right back.
Okay, I kind of figured.
I know you hate when I whisper in the mic, which is why I do it.
I mean, it's okay. It's fine, I guess. Timmy/Tommy/Hector said, do be cracking me up, though. Taekwon's a funny guy. Consistently flirts with Matt, as do all men who show up on these streams. Because Matt also flirts with him back. Because as we talked about, Matt's a whore. Or a hoe. He also called himself a slut today, so like I don't even know what is going on anymore. But it happens. It's okay. Ow. Hope Matt enjoys that cough. What is D? All of the above. Yeah, Matt is all of the above. Whore, hoe, sloot. I don't know what I can call him. Something. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Oh, guys, he's coming back. There he is.
Promiscuous. You can call me promiscuous.
Promiscuous
Since we're doing big words.
girl, wherever you are.
So I'm assuming
Okay.
most of our show will be the Vengeance Day thing tomorrow. But,
Okay. I mean, I'm not mad at that.
I do have a Despicable Me trailer.
Oh, Despicable Me before?
Yep.
Yay! I saw pictures. What was that one? Sorry, I talked over you and I couldn't hear it.
Frogman trailer.
I kept scrolling past that on Bloody Disgusting. Okay.
Oswald Down the Rabbit Hole.
I also didn't even watch the trailer. I was just trying to find one more thing for news and rumors.
And then I got some Last of Us news, Starfield news, Pokemon
I almost
news.
put Last of Us on this, but I didn't. Because I think I know what your news is. I'm not going to say it, because I think I know.
Wait, Cheer 100, Cheer 100, Uni 100, what?
If you go on Twitch, like the emotes,
Oh.
Or like the bits and shit. That's what I don't know what the uni one is. Yeah, they're bits. So like, I think you pay for those.
Can we kick somebody out of the chat from here?
I don't think so.
Because we had somebody come in the chat and start spelling something fucked up out, and they got booted from the chat. And I don't know how they got booted from the chat. I'm assuming.
That was the show I wasn't on, right?
I think so.
Because I saw what they were trying to, because like you popped one of the letters on the screen, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I don't. You need a mod, but like, because I've had like bots and shit like come into my fucking stream and like I can't get rid of it on my end on StreamYard, and I don't want to have my fucking my other laptop open again. The whole reason I got StreamYard is so I don't have to do that shit.
I'm assuming Vince logged into the Twitch and took care of it.
He did that fast as fuck then.
Yeah.
Tommy said, put me as a mod and I'll get rid of all of them on my end.
I
mean, I guess realistically I could just like log into Twitch on my phone. Like the show's Twitch.
Right.
Because like not mine. And do it that way just in case some shit goes down. But like, let's be frank. We don't get a lot of people talking in our chat sometimes. My show, not the show. So it doesn't really matter 9 times out of 10. Who the fuck is Frank? Calm down, Timmy. So like it never really is like a problem until like you get the bots that are like, do you want to like have this like these things for free and like whatever the fuck they say and the random ass things they say. It happened recently, but I don't remember what happened. And then people started like responding to it, and I was like, I'm not putting it on screen. I'm not interacting with it because I can't get rid of them over here. Which is stupid. The whole point of StreamYard is I should be able to get rid of fucking people on this if I need to. That's why you need a mod. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, but like, then the requirements like
talk to Travis about that.
There. I'm also not paying someone to do that for me, and I'm not making one of my friends do it. So
I mean, Tommy offered for free. Do you consider Hector a friend?
I'm still not making anyone I know mod for me. I don't need it. I'm not going to pay a stranger or someone I know, and I'm not going to make someone I know mod for me. I don't need it. Because again, that rare 0.5%, I don't necessarily need it. I also like changed a bunch of settings, and I still can't get like the shit like when people subscribe and stuff in my chat, and I still don't know what the fuck to do. I've changed like every setting possible on Twitch, and I can't figure it out because it irritates me because I never know when people like resubscribe or actually subscribe. Hey, that's you.
How is that possible?
Bum, bum, bum. I don't know.
You know, I might actually have to talk to Travis and see how I get the login just in case we have to do something like that and I have to kick someone again. Or I could talk to him about making Tommy a mod. I don't even know how to do that. I'd have to log in the Creation World thing to do that. I can't do it from mine.
Yeah. Well, or if he just goes in and makes your Twitch a mod. So that way you can just hop on your Twitch real quick. I'm a smart guy. What the fuck can I say?
Something like that.
I have a degree. I don't use it. But I have it.
I have a degree. I use it as well.
Well, like I said, I don't use mine.
Oh. I enjoy their deodorant.
It smells good. I'm a
Who is Frank?
Person. I said to be Frank, and he's like, who the fuck is Frank?
Yeah.
It's a saying. I don't know. I don't know anybody named Frank. Do I?
Like Beans and Franks?
Frank and Beans? Beans and Frank. Ew, he says it that way.
The beans are over the Frank.
But it's Frank and Beans.
Have you not seen There's Something About Mary?
It's been a while. We've talked about this. If it's a movie that you guys quote that I haven't either seen or haven't seen in a while, I'm not going to remember. Or if it's like not one of my favorite movies. Anything Harry Potter, 9 times out of 10. I got you. Don't show something that'll get the video taken down.
What?
If you're trying to, I thought you were trying to pull up a clip or something. I was like, don't do something that has copyright that'll get this taken down.
No.
I'm just looking out. I don't have any more drink. It's so sad. Oh.
There was something that we were talking about, and it made me think of something that we should cover, and now I forget what the fuck it was. Oh, I remember now.
He remembers.
Is that called though?
Use your brain power. You got this.
I can see the cover. It is.
Is it something for this show or Croatia?
Yes. No, this show.
Listen, we got the next month planned.
I know.
I'm so proud of us.
Not anymore.
No, it's still a month. Because
It's only
March
3 more
17th.
weeks, right?
March 17th. It's technically a month.
Well, it's only a month because we go every couple days or every 2 weeks.
Imagine we did this every couple days. We'd be on episode like fucking 50 by now.
I thought it was in there. It's not in there. Where the fuck did I put it? I'm sure it's under Halloween movies.
Yeah, I feel like the majority. If I can't, like, I always just go to the Halloween movies first and I search there for like I did with Oculus, like See No Evil and everything. I just go there first. Excuse me. Ranking.
This is gonna drive me fucking insane. There it is.
I was like, can I assist you in any way? But you already found it, so never mind.
Have you seen The Collector?
So I've either seen The Collector or The Collection. I saw one of them in theaters. I don't remember which one. But I also feel like I saw part of the other one. Isn't there 3? Or is it just
No,
2?
as far as I know, there's 2.
I thought there was a 3rd one. I can't remember which one I saw, though, in theaters. Is this The Collector or The Collection?
Sure.
Collector. I think I saw The Collection.
However,
Larry?
no, this is not it.
It's not what you were
No.
thinking at all?
No, I mean, I'm sure that's the name of this, but this is not the movie. It might have been. Holy shit. Hold on. Oh, that's because they decided to make their own trailer. That's why.
No, I definitely, if The Collection has the nightclub scene, then that's the one I've seen.
Yes, that's The Collection.
Then yeah, I saw that in theaters when I was in high school. I love him. A thief broke into this house. Smash. But someone worse was already inside.
I bet it's Frank.
Get out. Ah.
So you don't think you saw this?
I think I've seen a part of it, but not the full thing. Or at least I know what happens.
These would be good to cover.
We do collector and collection. The Collector. July 31st.
Book it. July 31st.
No, that's when the movie came out.
No, that's when we're covering it. July 31st.
I don't.
What? Hold on. Watch that be a Sunday and in our.
No, I'm looking right now.
It is not. It's.
Ew, my birthday's on a Monday. Gross.
Wait, what's on a Monday?
My birthday.
Mine's on a Friday.
Party. Because so the 18th, 3rd, 17th, 31st. We can do March 31st. It's a 31st.
It is a 31st.
And that's we don't have anything after Leprechaun on the 17th. Oh, Timmy's birthday is also on a Monday.
I feel like we have to give Final Destination another shake.
Okay.
Maybe.
I'm down.
Because that was a rough one.
We definitely need a redemption for sure. I'm down. Because then we can. Because by the time we get to, if we redo Final Destination, by the time we get to it, we might have more information on the new one that they're making. Because I've seen 15 different synopses of what the movie's going to be, and I don't know what to believe. All I know is the only confirmed character is Tony Todd.
What the
All I know.
Sorry, I was closing all my apps because I have a thing where I always have a shit ton of apps open. I have to close them all at the same time. And you know how they have in YouTube now on the phone app, they've got just the shorts. And
yeah.
It's just there was a woman that was wearing a bra made of bees.
Ow.
Yeah, see, what the fuck?
That was not comfortable for anybody. Bitch, what the fuck? I don't. Why? Why do people do that? The answer is bitches be whack. That's what the answer is.
Oh wow, I'm way late.
What? What, chats?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Lisa Ann thing.
So I haven't seen anything since I sent Emotional Damage. And then Lisa, are you familiar with Lisa Ann?
I've heard of her. I may or may not have seen her. I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't know.
She has sex for a living, but also got out of that and moved into satellite radio as a sports and maybe I don't know if she covers wrestling, but I'm pretty sure she does sports for Sirius XM.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I remember hearing commercials for her sports shit during Busted Open when I was still listening to Busted Open.
Back in the day before they're fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I can do it with a ticket too. I don't have to do it with numbers. It's fun. I showed Savannah. I think I did at the end of the show or during the show. I don't remember. I found my Survivor Series ticket from 2004 in pristine, gross condition. So I'm going to do a story time on that again once I feel better. And I don't have a big memory of the show, but that's also part of the fun.
Is it?
Yeah, because I get to just talk about what I remember and the imagination of a So 4, so 5, 6, 7, like an 8-year-old. Yeah, I would have been 8 when I went to the show. Dragon Ball.
Look at you.
I'm smart. Do you think I wasn't going to know that?
I honestly wasn't 100% sure you would or wouldn't.
Listen, just because I thought Piccolo was Vegeta doesn't mean I don't know anything about this goddamn show.
Because he's green.
In my defense, it was a close guess.
Piccolo, like pickle, right?
I said, I even said I wasn't even confident about it.
Oh, I have something for when we do our Leprechaun episode. Yeah, I gotta go higher.
Hey, top of the morning to your oddies. I could like lift up my leg and show the Claudia that I have tattooed on my ankle, but that's a lot of work.
Oh, okay. I didn't see. Damn, I want for fajitas. Sounds yummy as fuck. I'm like, wait, do I sound yummy as fuck or does Katie sound yummy as fup?
Don't
Answer that.
Don't start.
Also, Top G Network stepped in. Top G Network, we are going to be talking about NXT tomorrow at noon. If you want to come back and tune in for that conversation, this is our horror podcast. Tomorrow is our nerd-ish news podcast. But since it was a Sunday show and we did Smacking Her On last night, and Katie and I are hosting tomorrow, we will be covering the creation conversation at noon tomorrow, live right here. So
it's 1 p.m. Eastern. Because, Eastern time. Tommy said, you really want me to answer that question? No, do not answer that question. Please.
Kay just texted me to let me know that Zoe's still asleep, but she's going to bed. And I'm like, it's cool. I'm done if she gets up.
Yeah.
We're just bullshitting now.
We're just hanging out. Yeah, I could hear your phone vibrate on your desk.
Well, that's because, I did something stupid.
Uh-oh.
Right? Yeah, well, yes and no. So, everyone's like, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want for Christmas? Make a list on Amazon. There's not a lot of shit that I want that I don't just buy myself, right?
Fair.
So I had to come up with some shit. And I found this phone holder, and I don't know what I was thinking, but it's like a Bluetooth speaker that also your phone sits on and mounts.
Yeah.
But I realized I'm never really going to use it for that purpose. Plus, I think it's going to be plugged in all the time.
Oh.
So, I had this phone holder. This thing is what my phone has always been in, why you never hear it vibrate.
Fair.
Phone holder that's in now, because it's a speaker, when the phone vibrates, it vibrates through the whole thing and then onto the desk. But I feel like I had to use it because I had someone buy it for me. I had to do something with it.
I mean, I get that. I still have stuff that people bought me for Christmas I haven't even, opened yet because I suck. But, my friend got me cup holder thingies, things to put my cup holder in my car. Coaster type things. They're skeletons. It's cute. Matches my mouse pad that I bought myself on Amazon. I feel like I got something else too, but I haven't. Oh, I also got a stand-up LED light that I need to try out to see if it works. Because if it looks cool and works, then I'm not using these fucking lights anymore.
You got a ring light in there or no?
So again, when I was going back and looking at everything, I used to use a ring light, and it washed me out. It looked weird. I had 3 different settings on that light, and I used all 3.
Well, I mean, I could see that because if I do this, right? But if I do that,
Ghost.
or that, which
You look blue.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, you're sick. You have the fever. Black mold, gas leak, snow monster.
And then if I just, and there's like no light, right?
Yeah.
So this is cool.
Yeah.
So I always go warm.
Yeah. I still have the ring light. So like realistically I could do that. But then
But
that's
unlike
like
you, I tan, so.
I do fucking tan.
No, I don't mean like you don't go tanning. I just mean like I tan. Like, I get tan.
So do I.
I don't think I've ever
I
seen you
do.
tan.
Fucking rude.
I've
I'm
seen you in
tan.
black and white.
We don't gotta talk about those. It's a different.
But
That's a
I've
different
never seen
conversation. Listen, a lot of people have seen
So
me in black and white.
I was having a conversation with somebody, and they hit me up and asked me for advice about promoting some stuff and issues with, like I don't know if so and so would have a problem with it because I use this for work stuff, blah blah blah, blah this and that. I'll tell you more about it off air, where I'm not using names. And I was like, well, talk to the person about it, but I honestly don't think it should be an issue. It's your personal shit. Technically, you should be able to promote whatever you want, blah, blah, blah. And then they go, come to think about it, I'm pretty sure I've seen Katie's ass and titties on the timeline. So.
Wow. Okay, so it's someone we know, and I've been called out. I'm in my 20s. Let me do my fucking thing.
Well, it was a justification for the content that they want to post.
And let me say, 9 times out of 10, I'm fully covered. You're not technically seeing everything.
I've never seen everything. That is correct.
And that's the way it's going to be.
Not one nipple.
I never show knee plays. Because that's frowned upon. And I don't want to.
I mean, it's not on Twitter.
Twitter's a fucking shit show.
Bust it wide open on Twitter. They wouldn't give a fuck.
I could bust down Tatiana on Twitter and nobody would give a shit. But no, listen. That was a phase in my life. Solid.
I don't think that was a phase.
No, you're right. 100% it was not. But there was like a solid 2 years where I was like going hard with those pictures. I was pretty proud. That was when I was like feeling confident. I was like, let's fuck around a little. Let's see what I can do with this. And I was pretty proud of the content I created.
And you should have been. And what I said was, it wasn't like a knock at you. It was them saying, okay, to justify. I know that I've seen Katie do it, and she still has her stuff and blah, 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 and associated with other podcasts. And it's not an issue for Katie posting that stuff, so it shouldn't be an issue for me.
And if it is an issue with other podcasts, tough fucking shit. That's the way I think about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a phase, it's a way of life. It's the thirst life. What can I say? It's the thirst trap life.
I think you might have one or two issues, Tommy.
I think he's yeah. He doesn't have any issues with. He also apparently didn't even know I posted those. That was before Timmy's time.
Before Timmy time?
Before Timmy time. I haven't posted one in a hot minute, if I'm gonna be honest.
Well, I haven't. I'm not searching the hashtag, but I haven't seen a hashtag wrestling Twitter after dark in a while either. So,
yeah, that hashtag kind of died down. I wasn't really doing the Thursday thing anymore because for Thirst Trap Thursdays, I was like, eh. He said, well, I'll be paying attention to Twitter more often.
I think it. So here's my summation of what happened. Right.
Okay.
Katie was feeling very confident about herself. However, Katie doesn't take compliments or attention well. So when the confident pictures of Katie started getting attention, Katie, I don't know if she lost confidence or if the confidence then made her uncomfortable because of the attention. So then she ran away. and hid.
It's
all
not
of it.
even. No. They're not hidden. They're all still on there. First and foremost.
I mean,
And-
future. You just stopped doing that stuff because you were getting attention and it made you uncomfortable.
Oh, it's not
Which
even
is
that.
fair.
It's just like I just lost confidence in myself. Which it happens. And again, I was originally I was going to try and, fuck around, take something this weekend. But then I was like, nah, I still feel like shit. And now I have bronchitis, which is cute. So I'm...
which is, I have bronchitis, which is cute. Very nice.
Which, it's the cute bronchitis, not the other bronchitis. Which, like, now when I go to the doctors, they're going to be like, have you had any, like, medical issues and stuff? I'll be like, well, there was this one time I had bronchitis. My answer is usually no, nothing. COVID twice. Which I think that's also why they gave me the inhaler, because I said after I got COVID in 2021, I developed a little bit of a wheeze. Specifically, like, when it's cold, like, I walk up a lot of steps, like, breathing, it's all, and, like, in winter, I was, like, not really sleeping well because I was wheezing. So, I think that's also why. And they couldn't give me an x-ray because the x-ray tech wasn't there. But she was like, if there was one, I would have given you an x-ray. I was like, I'm kind of glad there wasn't, because I don't want an x-ray done to my chest. I've had an x-ray done to my hand 3 times.
Okay, so not to call you out.
No, don't. Why? What are you doing?
Well, hold on. You said you haven't posted one in a while, right?
In a while. It's been
And
at least a month.
Okay, I'll give you that then. Never mind. I
haven't posted one this year. No way.
Hold on.
I'm looking.
So I was gonna tell people, like, you can go to somebody's page and you can search hashtag wrestling Twitter after dark WAD, and any results may come in, or you can just go to media and click on media and scroll through all their pictures that they posted, but you're gonna get a lot of reposts and stuff. And as I was scrolling down, I see you quote tweeting something that said "post y'all's titties" with some cleavage pics from 1/9/24.
Okay.
There's also annual booze cruise cleavage from 1/13/24.
Well, those are different though. Those are the booze cruise ones.
These
That was
are
an actual outfit I wore outside.
The post y'all's titties is classic black and white Katie Thirst Trap. So
I posted one of those, not the second one. The first one was on Twitter or on Instagram.
And
no, what?
I just, from the thumbnail of the second one, it looked like a robe, and it's not a robe.
Nope.
However, if you've ever wanted to see Katie wear a pearl necklace,
that picture, the first picture and like 2 other ones that look very similar, but like I'm making a different face, is on Instagram. Mm-hmm. It was Tony Storm inspired.
But you did post it this year.
Chin up, tits out, watch for the shoe. I didn't have a shoe in my hand, but like I found pearls from a flapper costume I had from years ago. Okay.
But you did post something this year.
But again, you're not really seeing anything.
You can't, but as you said, you're fairly covered in everything you post. However, you were completely topless in picture number 2, minus the pearl necklace, which did not expect to actually see that today. And then from there you go down and you get like my redhead era might be my favorite era, which nice. And then slightly farther down, you've got you dressed as a teacher. I was doing your Christian Cage cosplay.
Oh wait, hold on. Listen, I had a turtleneck and it wasn't warm enough to wear the turtleneck.
You look like a 2nd grade teacher in that picture.
I look like a substitute at a public school or private school. Let's give myself some credit here. Yeah, Also, I would like to point out this shit gets brought up every fucking time.
That is not true.
Oh, it's come up a lot recently.
It really hasn't. I can't remember the last time we talked about it. And we do shows fairly frequently. As a matter of fact, it's never come up on Creation Conversation.
I hope not. I found this gif of the cat just hacking up a fucking lung. It's my favorite gif. I was doing so well with coughing.
I mean, I might try and help you promote your Twitter by telling people, hey, Katie has thirst traps, but like us discussing it, I think it's only ever happened one other time.
Maybe
like discussing it.
Also, my go-to gif for Braun Breaker,
Mm-hmm.
which shout out to
noticed-
Jaylan, retweets it every single time. That's a homie.
I also noticed that ever since we started talking about this, Tommy has mysteriously disappeared from the chat.
Oh yeah, yes. But again,
oh, there he is.
With the thinking emojis. Yeah, you know, sometimes you take a picture, you like the way you feel, you think you look good, you post it.
Exactly.
He's what it is. Oh, he's been here the whole time. He's just been quiet. Seriously quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Wow, I really haven't wrote anything since November. That sucks.
Well, now you got something to do.
I started.
That's what I call it too.
Ew. I started writing something. I literally have the title and the first quote, but that's all I had, and I was so excited. Do you want to know what it was about? So I'll post it eventually. This was after the Adam Cole Devil reveal. Title of it, because you know I'm clever with my titles. The Randy Orton one was Snake in the Grass because I'm fucking clever, and I'm proud of that. It was Devil in the Details. So nice. I was going to try and find specific things, and I had a quote. I don't feel like looking for it right now. I found a quote about the devil, not the one that like they always fucking say in AEW, but like a specific one, and I was like, oh my god, it's fucking perfect. And I like copied it, pasted it, did it, and then I didn't even write anything. I think I wrote a sentence. But that's what I need to get back into doing. I had a movie script I started back in college. I was not really proud of because movie scripts are very hard to write. If you've ever tried to write one, they're very fucking difficult. A short story that I posted a little bit about in the Discord a long time ago. But I want to get back to that. I just need to get back into it. And I sit here.
Oh, you're telling me the last time I did anything Slasherverse related says September 26, 2023, but that was just, I think, when I forwarded it out
to me
after we talked about it.
Because I was like, let me see. And now that I've seen Hellraiser, that part makes a lot more sense. Because when you sent it to me, I hadn't seen the Hellraiser ones.
The last thing I wrote was the Demon of Vengeance, Pumpkinhead, and then nothing. So 18 pages of information.
Yeah. You ever just like go through your Twitter and like just laugh at yourself? Someone
How
should
far back did you get?
I'm still in November.
I made it back to October 31st, which I think was the last time you posted like a thirst trap, which was the Halloween cosplay stuff as Poison Ivy.
Oh yeah, which again, pretty proud of myself. I told myself I was going to do that, and
you went out in nature and did it.
I went in my backyard.
That's out in nature.
It was out in nature. The stupid fucking leg things were pissing me off because they weren't fucking staying up, and I was getting so mad. I was like, I bought this because of the costume. Like, I have thick thighs. I assumed it would have stayed up. That wasn't the issue. It was the tie at the bottom. Because I had to, like, wrap them around my fucking legs and tie them at the bottom, and they weren't staying. It was pissing me off. So I got very mad. I was only outside for 20 minutes and took as many pictures as I could. And then I went back inside and put clothes on because I was itchy because of the grass.
Itchy and Scratchy Show.
Yeah. Oh,
Remember when I used to do that for Tomohiro Ishii?
who is fighting Orange Cassidy on Wednesday
Yeah.
for the whatever fucking title he has.
I don't
I
get
know.
excited for that shit. Like,
I understand. This is also one of my favorite gifts. I'm just going through my stuff now. Because same. It's just, why? Why? And do you want to know what it was in regards to?
sure.
Ric Flair is expected to be on AEW TV until March 2024. My response was that gift. Why?
On the bright side, that's next month, so we're
Yeah,
almost at the finish line.
That's when Sting's fucking done. Is March fucking 3rd or 5th or wherever that show is. Thank God. So excited.
You know what's crazy?
What's crazy?
Here we are in 2024, right?
2024, yes. This is the year we're in.
And 3 of the biggest names in professional wrestling history, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, and The Rock, have all sort of somewhat made appearances / hinted at shit. And wrestlers that people once clamored to see were like, no, don't show up, go away, please, we don't want you.
Yeah. No, 100%. That's 100% factual. That's because Terry's a racist and a horrible human being. Ric Flair is a multitude of things and a piece of human trash. And Dwayne just showed up and pissed everybody off because he thinks that he's a part of the company, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Basically. But I see what you're saying. What the fuck was this in regards to?
Oh, I'm not knocking it. It's crazy that we were at.
Oh no, it's a weird thing to like think about. Because like, yeah, those names were huge back in the day.
Huge.
It's gonna be huge. No, they were big names, and they were probably the biggest names at the time. And
have you seen Thanksgiving yet?
No, I was gonna go to theaters to watch it, but I don't remember why I didn't. I haven't been in the movies in so long. I need to, but that's why I texted my friend that I have bronchitis, because he was like, I don't want to go to work. I'm calling off work to go to the movies. And I was like, I'm coughing a lot. I probably shouldn't go to the movies.
I mean, you made it through a whole episode. You barely coughed.
The coughing, literally since taking the meds today, I'm not coughing as much as I have been all fucking week. And that's just a day of these meds. So, like, fingers crossed, I'm better. I don't know if I'm still gonna have to probably go to fucking work. Because, yeah. I also didn't wear a mask all week at work because I thought I was just, like, having a cough and a lot of mucus. So, like, oh well. It's not my fault. I didn't have time to go to MedExpress until
Why
today.
are you here if I don't follow you? Satan is in my For You page.
Oh, nice.
And he said, visiting Earth soon. Anyone need anything from hell? And I want to reply, no, but we have some things we'd like you to take back with you when you go home.
I think that's a perfect response. Timmy said, editing videos is difficult to me. That's why I don't really do it. What specifically are you trying to edit? Because, like, if you're trying to, like, go through an episode and, like, cut it up and shit, that's tedious. But, like, I know a free editing software that I use that I just cut out the intro to the show and I go on with my day. That's my 2 cents.
How are you enjoying your podcasting journey, Timmy?
Yeah, it's also a good question. I'm still just, like, going through my media. When I made my friend go see the Taylor Swift movie because I knew she wouldn't go if I didn't make her go with me. And this was all for her. And I wore my Freddy vs. Jason shirt and my Jason Friday the 13th socks. And everyone else was like dressed in like cute Taylor Swift shit. That was fun. Watched a lot of them. I did watch a horror movie every day in October, and I was very proud of myself. He said, it's been going all right, I guess. First episode was easy because I had structure, but this week's episode was kind of all over the place.
Kind of like the episode that you just watched?
Kind of like Ever Getting Off recently. We did have structure at one point, but then we kind of gave up.
Last week was fairly structured, or last 2 weeks ago, last episode.
Yeah. And, like, we have like ideas of what we're going to talk about and how we're going to talk about them, but a lot of the times how we get there and the shenanigans that ensue between, we can't really control that. That just helps make it fun.
I have all these pop cans. I have all these pop cans on my desk from episodes, and I was crushing them. And one can had more liquid in it than I thought it did, and it got all in my mouse pad. And
another mouse pad. No, y'all have structure. My show this week was because I had no structure at all. It was just going off the top of my head, and I feel like it was a shit show.
If you want to feel better about your shit show, go watch Final Destination. Not the movie, the podcast that we did on Final Destination.
That one hurt. Yeah, that was a shit show. You can go watch any of our first episodes we've done of anything. Once you get so for me, I have the same shit that I talk about every episode, basically. Like, I write everything out. Matt types everything out for him, like his notes. I write everything because I just like writing it out. I don't know, it's just easier for me. But I always do, like, for She Lead, it's always news and rumors. It's always today, women's wrestling history. There you go. It's always wrestlers of the week, and it's always a question of the week. And yeah, we bullshit a lot along the way. A lot of tangents are said and done. But you just have to come up with a structure and try and have that as you go on. Same thing with Inside the Mind Up. I have the same questions I ask. But like the episode with Adam, he was, like kind of threw me off every now and then. Asked me a question and like I wasn't expecting it. But like you have to like create it to go.
There was a long time on Smacking a Raw where I was just reading in my own special way, as I used to call it, everything that happened on every episode of Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Dynamite, blah, 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 before we got to the Spits and Swallows stuff. Like,
oh, yeah.
And then even when we started doing the Spits and Swallows stuff, I think I was still doing my recap, and you guys were just chiming in with what you spit or swallow from what I read.
Yeah. He said that's what I'm going to start doing this week. I mean, we'll talk Tuesday or Wednesday about what we're talking about this weekend, and then I'll write my notes. There you go. So that's just like have an idea of what you want for each episode, like before the episode, like before you do the episode. And like I said, writing it out is the easiest thing to do. Flying off the top of your dome a lot of times is very hard and very difficult, and it doesn't. People can see that you're struggling, i.e. every time I have to do a solo show, because
you don't struggle at solos at Katie's.
I used to. Go back to the first one I did. It was terrible. It was rough because I was flying off the top of the dome. Same thing with story times. I have like little bullet points that I do or I have written out, and then I just have to like talk about those. So even if you just do bullet points or just like specific things.
So every show I take notes differently for Smacking a Raw. I have I had a news thing that I just copy and paste whatever news Katie sends me on the episode she can't show up, and then I just have Raw, NXT, Dynamite, SmackDown, and then like if I can watch, I had Collision Rampage, and if I can watch them, I'll put it back on and I'll do that, or the pay-per-view that happens, and then it's just like bullet points underneath. So each bullet point I'll say swallow, blah 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 blah, spit, blah blah blah, and then underneath that I do a little hyphen, and then I give like more detail. For getting off, I just write a paragraph or bullet points, things I want to remember because I'm terrible with names off the top like that. So I started taking those notes. Mini synopsises, just it's always random. And then Return to Wrestling, what I've decided to start doing is I just write down every match that's going to happen at the pay-per-view. And then I go back and I list the episode of the show and what happened related to that match under the match name. So we can start with first match on the card is Raven versus Saturn. So on June 18th, Thunder, blah blah blah. On June 15th, Nitro, blah blah blah. This is all the stuff building up to, and then we talk about the Raven versus Saturn match, which we just started doing the last time. Before I was listing every episode and the stuff that I enjoyed from it.
Yeah.
There was a time where I was doing every single match that happened and every segment that happened. Then they added Thunder, and it was a lot of shit, and I had to cut that down.
It's the same way.
Weird.
Well, that was weird. I did that, and I couldn't hear anything at all. I hated that. I'm like that's how I do notes for Abram Bump when I do the show with him. I write down every match, write down things that happened during the match, or things that I notice, like when I found out that I was 2 days old or something when the fucking pay-per-view came out that we just did. Like, I had to look that up, and I like wrote that in my notes. Like, just stuff like that. That's.
Do you know why, Tommy? The reason that is because in your environment as a DJ, you are confident and relaxed. Coming into podcasting, I would assume, especially hosting a show, it's even though it's something you want to do, you don't have the same confidence in your ability that you do doing what you do for a living. So now you kind of get in your head a little bit and you're overthinking shit, which is why you're blanking out because you're focusing on the wrong things. I say a lot of shit. I say a lot. I literally called myself a slut like 2 hours ago.
Which was the funniest thing in the world because I want someone to just take that sound bite and just run.
Blah, 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 blah. I just babble now because most of what comes out of my mouth gets some sort of reaction. And from what I can tell, people find entertaining. They keep coming back. And if I'm either entertaining myself or I'm entertaining Katie or Vince, then that's if I know if I can entertain us, then I'm entertaining more than just us. Let's put it that way.
There was a certain point in time for the longest time that you just wanted to pop me every episode.
I still do, but you got stubborn.
Not this week. This episode tonight. Yesterday was a different story. I was just pissed off, and you and Vince were just bickering, and I was just annoyed. But like, I was laughing a lot tonight. You got me. What can I say? But like, I do the same thing with Savannah. Sometimes like she says something and like I can think of something quick off the top of the dome and I get her to laugh. Like quality content. That's literally why the show was named that this week. It's because I made her laugh by saying that. And I put the little Tony Khan picture on and I was pretty proud of it. Because like his big announcement bullshit, you know, it's what he does.
If it's not Mercedes or Katsukuchi, I don't want to hear it.
If it's like Savannah and I said, if it's not Mercedes, it's not Okada, it's not a streaming service, I don't give a fuck. It's something that could have been tweeted.
So I was going to say this when we were talking earlier. We're going to go after this because I want to go play some Madden before I go to bed. Haha.
It took me a second too. I was like, you don't play Madden.
See, right off the dome. And you were like, Orange Cassidy's wrestling Tomohiro Ishii, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So I know there are people that just enjoy the wrestling, right? And
Yeah.
I don't know. I know who Tomohiro Ishii is, but I don't know who Tomohiro Ishii is, if that makes like to me, he shows up on AEW, he doesn't really have a character.
He's just angry.
My understanding is a lot of the guys outside of like flashy presentation from their entrances and stuff over in AEW or over in New Japan don't really have characters. Like there are some comedy acts and stuff that are or there are characters over there, but most of the time it's just like we're really good wrestlers and who's the best wrestler. And to me, that's not
It's not entertaining to you.
gripping me. And everything that I loved about Orange Cassidy doesn't really do anymore. So it's just like, okay, yeah, I can go watch a really good wrestling match. Yay, cool. But like, why should I give a fuck that Tomohiro Ishii is wrestling Orange Cassidy other than it might be a good wrestling match? And that's not enough for me. That's not why I fell in love with wrestling, because The Undertaker was putting people in coffins and making coffins and summoning lightning and had a brother that he lit on fire and burying people alive and fighting people in boiler rooms, and they're crazy people that stab themselves in the legs and play with rats and they wear masks. Like it was the pageantry and the crazy characters and the story and why these guys were fighting. Like I was interested in The Undertaker and Mankind because of why they were fighting, not what they were really doing in the ring. It was Paul Bearer turning on The Undertaker and siding with Mankind, trying to defeat The Undertaker and take him down, and like Stone Cold and everything that happened with Redacted. Not Redacted 2004, Redacted 2024.
Yeah. Well, it's also hard for me to laugh right now because it hurts. But no, like I get that, and it's a lot of the times like a good wrestling match will invest me. Like I'll be like, oh fuck, okay, look at them do that. That's fucking cool. Okay. Like again, I watched Collision. Brian and some dude's name I can't fucking pronounce from CMLL had a very technical match, and it was really cool. And I also like really wasn't kind of paying attention because Collision. But like stories and characters, everything that happened on Vengeance Day.
Well,
Story.
I got into like the art of wrestling in like NXT because you were getting really good matches, but along with those really good matches, they had really good stories as to why those guys were fighting. They weren't just taking Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano and they had a match and it was a really good match because it was a match. Like there was a reason that they were fighting. There was animosity and there was all of this shit. Aleister Black and who attacked him and like
that was such a good fucking story.
Nikki Cross.
He came back and just kicked the shit out of everybody. That was so cool. Like, and then that's when it was like Johnny turned heel. It's good. It's good shit.
There was a lot of good shit there. That's why it was a combination of the two things. Something to hook me and then something to be like, okay, now that I'm hooked, holy shit, this is cool as fuck. I can't just do, oh, holy shit, this is cool as fuck, because now the shit that I was seeing in NXT is just kind of commonplace. It doesn't blow my skirt up anymore because it's not new anymore.
I still don't like that you say that.
Blow my skirt up?
We talked about this one time, and I don't remember how long ago, but I was like, that's not a saying, and you had to fight me on it. So it's like, I never heard anybody say that until you said it. We had a whole conversation about it, like during an episode or something.
Yeah, I know. And it was Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, I know that, but like I never heard that as a saying before.
As a matter of fact, if you just type in blow my ski, first thing that comes up is blow my skirt up, meaning it simply means do whatever makes you happy or brings you pleasure, even if it seems absurd.
And again, I know it's a thing now, but like when the first time you said it, I was like, what are you even saying right now?
Since we're here and we're about to go, one last thing. Speaking of Redacted 04, not 2024.
Okay.
We can still enjoy the theme song, right? Like,
I think so. theme
I
song
was kind of
really
talking
good.
with Vince about this because they do like these blind rankings of songs, theme songs, and he sends them to me all the time, and I'll give mine. And this one girl got set up, and Benoit Redacted's music played, and it was like
I
the
mean,
last spot, and it was number one. And I was like, okay, so like I get the reaction, but also that's a fucking banger. And I feel like the music shouldn't be affected by his actions. Like
it's a really
everything
good
else, his
song.
legacy, all of that, not
Put it
being
in
a
the
Hall of Fame,
garbage.
all of that I get. But like you can't punish music because it played for some guy when he came out that went and did horrible things. Like you can't
It's
punish a
like
song.
people have the same reaction. Like I saw a lot of it when the Rumble was coming up and they kept showing Terry, and everyone was like, "Listen, I don't want Terry's ass in the Rumble, but if I hear I Am a Real American, like it's a good song, but Terry's a awful person."
Yeah.
It's like I feel like
Dude, whatever's a banger.
I used to love that song. What do you mean that good song? It's just it was yeah, like that's why like when I watched the like when I was watching like the stuff with Pretty Kyle, I don't remember what pay-per-views I watched with him, but like there was 2 back to back where like Redacted was on it, and I was like I was like, shit, it's still good. It's still a good song.
There's no holding me back. Anyway,
I used to go hard to that song. Like theme songs are like what get me hype. So like if there's one that like just catches my attention, This Is My Brutality will all like is top 5 because it's so fucking good.
mm-hmm.
Old Rebel Heart, anything John Cena, both themes. I can go on and on. That's not a conversation.
All right. Well, Katie, I'm gonna go play some Madden. You have a good night. Tommy, thanks for hanging out with us. Enjoy your game of Madden. Always blitz hard.
Ew.
You should probably go see a doctor about that.
No.
All right.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.